What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, first off, I got a bone to pick with you, man.
What's up?
So, we was talking before you had left over the weekend. We was like, yo, let's link at the game or something, man. If you could get down there, man, let's at least hit each other. We was outside. Yeah. We was out there early, Deke. The peoples was outside, multiple people from the chat. They like, yo, bro, where the homie Deke? I'm like, bro, Deke is here today, ladies and gents. I don't know where he's at on some of them other days, but he is here today. Just wait, he gonna hit my line. All right? At some point, he gonna hit me today. So, you know, it was pre, during, folks. It was like, yo, where Deke? I'm like, yo, just wait on him. He's here somewhere, man. And then I was like, yo, maybe my phone was tripping. I figured my phone was broke because it like never had ring. So I figured, yeah. But I am glad to know that you are alive. You look good as heck, dude. Like the flannel. I love the Pirates hat, the denim. You clean, hat, huh? Bro. You clean today, bro. That's a fine look on you, man.
Yeah, I got this hat recently.
But I was nervous. I was like, yo, I don't know if Deke is good or not good. Like I have not communicated with them, ladies and gents. So I am actually glad to see that you are alive and well, man. Did you make it down that joint, bro?
Yeah, so what had happened, based off our conversation, what I remember is you laid it out to me. If I got there early, like, hit me up. Because I know you got to do your whole thing before the game. The interview. Who'd you interview?
It was Matt Spaeth this time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Super Bowl champ, man. I realized it once I started prepping. I'm like, Arizona Cardinals. He was on that team when they won Super Bowl 43. So I was like, okay, I get it. That makes perfect. That's the connection. Yeah.
So, yeah, my plan every time I go to a game is to get down there as early as possible. So 1 o'clock game.
You threw all the 8 o'clock. So you threw all the 8. You said, yo. You didn't say you was gonna be there at 8, but you was like, you know, man, like if I could get out there at like 9ish, like it's a good, like that'd be it. But it could turn around and be 10 more than likely. I'm like, oh, I bet. Now you know me, I'm on CPT time, baby. All right. So yeah, I pulled up like 10:30ish, 45ish, slight 50. But I was there. I was waiting. I was available. I was like, yeah, where the homie at, man?
Oh, so you were late too.
Whoa. Don't make this about me. Don't make this about me. All right? Don't make this about me.
I didn't get there too much later after you, man. Probably got to the tailgate with my friends around like 11:20, 11:25.
So we missed each other. That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so at that point I'm like, you're working. I don't even think we're getting into the stadium at kickoff, which didn't happen. Stopped for Taco Bell, watched the game, YouTube TV.
Shout out to Taco Bell, bro. That was the thing, man. I was craving tacos during all these delays yesterday, bro. Oh, my gosh.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
So, didn't get into the game until probably midway through the first.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought you were long gone by then anyway.
Yeah. But either way, I was there early for the first part of it, and I was waiting on you and the people waiting on you. So, we just going to put this on you, Deke. They said that you set the trajectory just terribly for this game.
Really?
Between your energy on the podcast when you was talking about their players.
I agree with that.
Then you said, Sunday, you don't pull up. We like, oh no, man. The paper's like, then we fumble and opening kickoffs. It was just a bad vibe across the board, a bad vibe across the board. But they said it started with you, so we seeking comfort. We couldn't blame Canada, so we blaming you, man.
I'm never saying a Steeler game is a lock ever again until I die.
Deke, I felt weird, man. I was like, I don't want to be the boogeyman, like the.
Hey, I think every time I do that, we lose. Literally.
Yes, we have. It is, but it's not you. This is like the thing, and then we'll call them Tomlin games, and we're like, to an extent, yes, there is some fault on him, but as a whole, this is the National Football League, and I think we all kind of realized that in that second, third quarter when Trey McBride was having his way, and they're like, who is this Trey McBride kid? He can't be good, and we're like, when was Pat Frymouth drafted? 55th overall, right? When was Trey McBride drafted? 55th overall, right? Oh, that's our athletic tight end. That's their athletic tight end.
Really? I would have never guessed.
Absolutely.
I thought he was a 7th round pick.
I like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, who? They can't have any good guys over there, you know?
When did he get drafted?
Last year, 2022, out of Colorado
we
State.
didn't do any scouting on tight ends.
Yeah, we didn't need him last year because we was already good. But then we brought in Darnell Washington as the blocking dude in this draft this year.
Yeah, 2022, second round.
Literally the exact same as a move. Exact same.
What? This dude's got 610 yards.
I'm trying to tell you, he is the exact same as a move, but he plays for the Cardinals. The Cardinals haven't had Kyler Murray, so the perception is everybody over there sucks. We like, bro, no, they got decent players. They got good players. They're not playing consistent enough. And I thought he probably played a really good game in terms of just complete decision making, but they hadn't had a lot of consistency at the quarterback position.
That's probably his best game this year.
I think
and
so.
He didn't even do too
It wasn't
much.
Crazy,
it was
but
more
it was
about
enough.
The legs and how he was able to extend the plays.
I feel like his decision making and some of them points, man, being able to bail a little bit versus some of the pressure that was, that we were able to create. I thought he handled it well, though, man. But yeah, McBride was one of them dudes, man. But
yeah, I would say this week's game is a lock, but I'm not going to say that anymore.
They lost 6-0 too, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. For my sake, for the chat's sake, Steeler Nation's sake.
This gotta be the week, bro. This gotta be a lock this week. Short week, Thursday night football. It's the Patriots coming into town. Anymore. Come on, Deke. Don't you turn down for nothing, man. Give me all the smoke. Come on, Deke. Come on, man.
Anymore.
No, man. Stop that, Deke. You can't.
It's for our own good.
No, it is not, man.
It is.
No, it is not. We took last night we took a L, but today we bounced back. All right.
I agree
Come on,
with that.
bro.
Let's
get it, bro.
Back.
Let's
I
go.
am predicting a win. I'm not saying lock anymore, though.
You don't like the verbiage of lock.
Oh, how about this story? It actually goes up another level. My buddy's in a survivor pool.
Oh, hey now.
And, you make it this far, you're one of the finalists.
Yeah.
You got a legit chance to win that money. So I think he said there was only like 18 other people left. He's got the Steelers as one of his available picks.
Okay.
Going into the Cardinals game last week, would we not agree? That would be a great pick for a survivor pool.
On paper, it felt
Great
like
pick.
it should be.
A lock.
I mean,
one would say.
even DraftKings had it at 5.5, 6.5 at one point. So yeah, in terms of the Steelers being favored.
So, me and a bunch of my friends, we go out Friday night, and he's asking for our advice.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, if you have Steelers, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Just do it. Because he's trying to finagle his way for the next few weeks, right?
Right.
Okay, if I get this one,
what's the next one? Yeah.
Yeah, what are the teams that are going to be available? So he's like, I would like to use the Steelers for the Patriots game.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's a lock too, but sometimes you just got to worry about getting out of this week.
Right.
And the other games that he had available, or the ones he was thinking about, was the Patriots-Chargers game. He was like, I might go Chargers. I was like, that could be a weird one because Chargers, they may have tuned out on the coach.
West Coast to East Coast too.
Yep, and Herbert hasn't really done particularly well against the Patriots in that Belichick defense. I think that could be a weird one. And then he also liked the Bucs over the Panthers. And that one is coming off of the Panthers just firing their head coach and all that stuff. It could be a morale boost. And I don't think the Buccaneers are all that anyway.
Right.
So like
the Baker Mayfield.
That could be a little bit of a coin toss. He had the Bucs actually locked in for his pick at that moment.
Don't tell me he switched
at that moment. Yeah, me and my friends convinced him to go Steelers. His girlfriend convinced him to go Steelers too. So,
jeez, the man on the moon.
And he went to the game too yesterday to witness it live.
God, through all the delays. Shout out to all them delays. Holy smokes, man. Deke.
Yeah,
Deke,
it was ridiculous.
That was out of control, bruh.
It was, but I guess they're just trying to keep people safe.
Safety first, yeah.
Just trying to keep the liabilities out of the way, really.
Yeah. It's more lawsuit. We don't really care about player health and safety. We just want to make sure we're not lawsuit. You know what I mean? We got to protect that. So that's the whole purpose of y'all going to the locker room.
Yeah, because that's what would happen. Man. The lightning and stuff. Because
that's all it is.
They weren't doing it because of the rain. It was more the lightning. The lightning and stuff would happen, and then they would clear out the stadium. Like everyone that's in an open area go to the main concourse, and then they take the players off the field. And like literally 10 minutes after that happens, it's beautiful skies.
Yep.
But then they're still waiting. That's getting delayed, and the players have to come out stretch for another like 10, 15 minutes. What was that? Probably an hour and a half?
Bro,
2 hours?
It felt like
delays?
2 hours real time, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shoot, because, I was doing the stream, doing that part, second and third. So, man, what usually is like a 90-minute thing was like a 3.5 hour thing. It was like, God, dog. So, yeah, it was definitely a long time. I mean, we got a chance to see Texans into that game. Like, I felt like most of the fourth quarter of that game, bro. Like, with them delays. And then the overtime. Was that, who went overtime yesterday? Was that Panthers? Titans, that's who it was. Titans in overtime. You also got a chance to see them in overtime, too. So, yeah, man, it was a lot going on with that joint, man.
Yeah, tough one.
I mean, it's brutal. A lot that we're going to have to digest with it.
Absolutely brutal.
There's some positives in there, though, man. I will say that. Definitely some negatives that we're going to have to address, unfortunately. But the beauty is, it is a short week. So, regardless of what's going on, we know we got a quick turnaround because we got action on Thursday, all right? And the Patriots are not about to be feeling sorry for us because they coming in here after taking their own stinker as well, man. So, with that being the case, let's go ahead and get this thing started how we always do. Go ahead and let us know where you are tuning in from in the comment section. That way we can give those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe.
Keebler's Keys says run Wildcat.
Okay. Now I know you've been like anti all Wildcat stuff though. I know that ain't your vibes.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Mike Hood says this loss hurt.
I can see that.
John Easton tuning in from the 412.
Shout out to John Easton.
Kendrick Green or Mason Cole.
Mason. Yeah. But shout out to John Easton though. He was in the building yesterday, man. He was in the building yesterday and he was tapping into the stream, man. Actually put up a little picture of him in the stadium doing that lightning delay, bro. Yeah. So salute John Easton though. But yeah, man, I'm going Mason Cole on that one, man. Yeah.
I would stick with Mason Cole, but he's making it a conversation at this point.
I personally don't agree, but I do understand why he is at the front. I get it.
I just think Kendrick Green's that bad, but yeah, Mason Cole has not really been good this year, and then combined with those 2 snaps yesterday, holy hell. Tito, good vibes. 817 Fort Worth, Texas, funky town.
Funky town. And shout out to Fort Worth, Texas. James Madison University football Dukes are going bowling. They're in the Armed Forces Bowl. Will be taking place in Fort Worth, Texas, December 23rd at 3:30. So unfortunately, you see I got schedule conflicts, Deke.
Right.
Just great. But we going bowling. So shout out to Fort Worth, Texas. Y'all about to see purple. All right. So when you see purple, just say go Dukes. So you got to say, baby, all right. Salute Fort Worth, though.
Jacob Malesio, 919NC in the house as always.
Shout out. Let's get
Colton Troy Food, tuning in from the 808, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Shout out to Honolulu, man.
Well, since Herbig couldn't answer
both of them
my
Herbig
question,
cats, man.
Maybe he can. Is
there
real beef between
the
natives and non-natives? Yeah.
Are y'all really anti-tourist?
Hawaiians and Maine USA landers?
We asked Nick. Maybe we need to call Nate. Maybe Big Bro would be like, yo, look, this was really happening. All right, Young Bro was trying to be politically correct. He's like, let me stay out of this thing. Big Bro might just drop one on us one time.
Brian Schaffer from 302 Wilmington, Delaware in the house.
Shout out to Delaware, man. One time. Let me tap in real quick, Deke. Because I got Chris Kong tuning in from the 912 Savannah, Georgia. One time for the coach at James in the 845 Poughkeepsie, New York. He said, what happened to Mason Cole yesterday? We'll talk about him. I promise you we will. I know right now it seems as if it was the absolute most god-awful performance from Mason Cole. But trust me, we'll go get to it. We definitely will, baby. Brandon Clark in the 540 Roanoke, Virginia, baby. And Frank K in Tucson, Arizona, the 520. Can't forget my man Brian Schaefer tuning in. I believe it was Delaware before. Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware, the 302. And I'm going to end it with the homie in Donald Copeland. Tapping in from the 412 Hill District, baby. Hill District. One time for the culture.
All right, I'm good.
All right.
We'll start off with skydiving hack.
Actually, hold on. Let me check because I think it was some that came in before him. That was the Deke sabotaged?
Yep.
All right, so we got a couple that came in before him. Let me get them real quick. All right, so Sean McCartney was the first one, man. Shout out to Sean McCartney, man. He was feeling some type of way about 30 minutes before the show started today. He says, first people want Kenny out. Then when he's out for an ankle injury he's been dealing with before the game started, you blame him for not playing. Yeah. All right.
Well, obviously,
all right.
Serious.
All right.
Had surgery this morning. He's gonna be out for 2 to 4 weeks. They say. I am starting to get concerned about the Kenny injuries. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, man, elaborate, baby. Talk to me, man.
I'm just getting
this your dude, bro.
Right, I'm just getting bummed out about him because anytime we get something right going on offense, or anytime you feel like him and just the whole the team as a whole, we just have some momentum on offense going from game to game. Because first time it happened was we could even talk about last year. He missed games with concussions, had to miss a full week, the Panthers game and whatnot, just not finishing games. But this year, Jaguars game, we were coming off of that really nice fourth quarter against the Rams. And then can't even finish out the Jaguars game. And I keep bringing up the fact that if he finishes that game, I think we win. Yeah. Or I think it plays out a different way. Yeah. And it happens again this week. And I would say the exact same thing. I mean, the game was 3-3. It should have been 10-3. We're 4th and 1. Just do a QB sneak in the end zone. But Kenny gets hurt, and then he's not able to finish out the rest of the game. Combine that with some of his helter-skelter play this year. It's tough. It's tough to just have this big leg to stand on, to say come on, keep faith. You got to keep doing it. Just because he's not available to do that, to string good games together. Coming off that Cincy one, it's okay, just keep it going, especially against a shitty defense like the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. And I thought he was playing fine. A lot of people, based off yesterday's game, will make you think that Kenny was the worst quarterback of all time, and he's not the guy, and he's terrible, this and that. I thought he was playing fine. I thought we had some good drives going. I thought he made some good throws. Can't do anything about the Mason Cole snap at his feet. That stalled out one of them. But yeah, unable to finish the game. It's just tough to constantly just bring up hypotheticals of, all right, we would have been in a better spot if Kenny would have finished the game out. But the reality of the situation is he wasn't there. Yeah. So it's just tough. I mean, I'm not writing Kenny off at all, but now he's going to be out for another at least 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah. So the sample size of what we're seeing from him and how we want that certainty of he's the guy. We can be confident in giving the keys over to him and building around him long term. It's tough with the injuries, and again, some of the play this year hasn't been up to snuff, but I do have the things that I look at and say, these are examples of him being the guy. We just need it more put together all around.
Yeah. Nah, man, you hit on some dope points, man. And in all seriousness, when I think of Kenny's time, it has been a lot of variables at play. Just
feels incomplete. These games that he's not finishing out are almost a little microcosm of his career thus far as a Steeler. Just it feels incomplete.
So when we talk about, like I said, man, some of just where he's been at through his career, right? The variables. We know, all right, O-line at one point has been a variable. Coordinator, when it was Matt Canada, has been a variable. Switching coordinator to Eddie Faulkner and Mike Sullivan calling plays, an additional variable. The dynamic of our running situation, first half of the season versus what has been these past 4 games, right? A lot of different variables. And then, you throw in his inconsistencies. One moment he makes some dope plays. You see the big throw to George Pickens. The other moments they're criticizing should he have hit Calvin Austin in the flat versus trying to, scramble and ultimately getting hurt on the play. With him, it's just been a lot of that. And then, like you talk about, when he's not available to rectify or further confirm one way or the other, it leaves you with just a lot of question marks. And you don't want those question marks, especially after essentially 2 seasons of a guy being out there. And like I said, the weird part is this: he's a first rounder, so you have a certain level of expectations. This is the Steelers. We also have a team expectation. Then you're following Ben Roethlisberger, so we know all of those things are at play. But I do think multiple things can be true when discussing Kenny Pickett. Are those variables valid? Yes. Can Kenny play better, and does he need to play better? Yes. Has his availability shown to be another part that has been consistent with his game? I would say yes also. It doesn't mean that it's the end. It doesn't mean that you write him off. I feel like if you a Kenny supporter, man, you lock in with Kenny, because this is the time that's going to really show if you down for him or not. When the adversity is there, when this is as low as it can get, right? We done fired a coordinator. We done switched coordinators. You look half good one time, half bad one time. They want to see you do this. It's a lot going on with them. And now you're hurt. You can't even go out there and prove nothing else. So you really got to just sit on it right now.
That really sucks.
Right.
So because the door's open now.
Yeah, the door's open.
For people to have conversations. Who knows what Mitch does. Man.
And because it's multiple games at the end of the season, if he doesn't get a chance to get back, there is no stopping them from drafting something, bringing something in free agency, even higher in, because there is really even more questions about him going forward because we're not going to get a chance to see him. He can't control that, though. And if you're a supporter of Kenny, you can't control that. But what you can control, and if you Kenny, the same message I would tell him is, bro, while you waiting, man, you do what you need to do. You watch that tape, you mentally get them reps in, you rehab, do what you got to do, attack it like you're supposed to. And whenever that opportunity does come again, if it's this season, heck, if it's in the offseason and you having to compete against somebody, shoot, if they draft somebody, you got to go out there and prove it in the preseason. Man, be locked in. We ain't seeking comfort. Ain't nobody going to give you no handout. They're going to talk bad about you even more so if they bring in somebody else and that person does better. So for Kenny, man, you got to lock in. And if you're a supporter of him, man, ride with him, baby, because it's that time. But unfortunately, since he won't be able to go back out there, now that door that we have been talking about is really open. Because if Mitch plays well, now we're going to be talking about that. If Mitch doesn't play well, now we're talking, okay, does Mason Rudolph get an opportunity? If Mason Rudolph plays well, now we're like, okay, well, does Mason deserve a more serious look? If Mitch and Mason play bad, now we really over here like, well, dang, do we draft something? Do we give up assets to get something? Or do we bring in a veteran, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, one of these type of dudes that might be available in free agency next offseason? But that's kind of where we at. And that doesn't even begin to talk about the coordinator situation. Because remember, Bengals game, man, the approval rating for Eddie Faulkner and Mike Sullivan was way high, bro. 400 yards total offense, man. See how people was talking with the boys yesterday? Look drastically different, bro.
No problems with that. I think Kenny getting hurt hurts the team. Like, you're expecting him to play the whole game. And I don't even think Mitch looked bad yesterday.
I would agree. I thought he played decent, man.
No, I don't think our O-line really did either quarterback that many favors. But, I think it does affect things. Like, Kenny's the starter for a reason. Your game plan around him, the whole game flow is revolving around him. It's a morale dump when your starter, the guy that, regardless of feelings about Kenny, and this was the same thing I was saying even when it was Mitch, regardless of what outside people might feel, internally, when we lock in and say, you're the guy that's starting this week, man, we locked in with you, man. We believe it. We like, yo, you got to be the guy that lead us, man. So when you go down, it sucks. We like, bro, you look at how the O-lineman ran over there like, dang, man, like, come on, get up, bro. Because, yo, man, you the leader. So, yes, there is going to be a natural loss in that. Now, Mitch, I thought came in and did an admirable job, but the same way we look at the Kenny loss, I thought on the flip side, the Elandon Roberts loss was just as critical, man. Yeah.
Because he's literally the quarterback of the defense right now and the way that he's been playing. And I thought both of those had an impact on us, but I thought the Erod one mattered a lot more than the Kenny one. I thought as a whole, offensively with Kenny, once he went down, we still were flowing fine. The play that really cost us was obviously the fumble in the third quarter, because that shifted the dynamic of the game. Then from there, they go 99 yards. We had a chance to get off the field. We had a 3rd and 6. We missed the tackle. It was Michael Walker, missed the tackle. Michael Carter burst for like 30 yards. Then after that, they go down and score. That changed the whole dynamic of the game going forward, the whole flow, because we were still leaning on our running game, play action pass, and that was the benefit for our offensive line. I thought our offensive line played well in the running game. You watch Mason Cole. People talk bad about Mason Cole. Not in the run game.
Najee and Jalen had decent games.
Najee and Jalen Warren have multiple 6+ yard runs running through holes that Mason Cole was the guy leading it through. So that's my whole thing of, it's like, I get it. Mason Cole had the 2 bad snaps, and I did see one pass protection specifically where he got beat. But if we going to talk pass protection and make it as Mason Cole was the worst player out there in pass pro, that's factually inaccurate. It was Broderick, absolutely. And who was the guy that beat him multiple times?
That dude you're talking about.
Yeah, the little caveman, the little Tyler Matakavich cat dude, guy who was like, yo, you don't got to worry about him, but you might want to worry about him. He ain't really God tier, but he has great effort. He's fundamentally cycle, do all the little things. He's Rudy, but better. And it showed, man. Shoot, the first red zone opportunity we get. It's like, man, I'm looking like, yo, who's this dude that's hitting him out? Oh, of course, Lil Dennis. Then even when Mitch get an opportunity, I'm like, yo, who's hitting Mitch? Oh, little Dennis. And that's the part where it's like, as a whole, we got to be better now. Part of that is on Coach Tomlin. We're not about to act like he's not in this as well. When you hear a Jaylen Warren talking about, yeah, man, we kind of took them lightly. When you see Broderick at times getting beat by Dennis Gardick, and it looks more like, yo, he's just finishing better than you're finishing right now. I look at coaching on that. So we not about to act like Coach Tomlin was just, clear of that, because he's not. But at the same time, y'all already know how I feel. Them players are the dudes that's out there. Them players are the ones that's controlling everything. Players execute last week, man, we won't holler about not a near coach in the building. Everybody look great. Everybody getting extensions. This week, players ain't playing well. We over here like, man, hold on. That dude suck. Fire him still, man. And we don't know about that coach either. That's my thing with the whole consistency part. It's just like, we got to have the dudes that are out here executing the way that it is. Now, shoot, I even saw another article, man, because this is what happens when you start losing. You get like that smear campaign stuff. My man, was it Schobert? Even Schobert was out there talking. He was like, hey, man, they used to just veteran players over there. They're not used to like having to coach you hard and do all the little details. They put that responsibility on the players. Maybe that's the issue. And we like, dang, now we saying we got the wrong players in the building. We don't got the players that are good enough, mature enough to be professionals. Because that's how that came off the beat. But then I'm like, I get it. When you start losing, all this type of stuff pop up. We brought up the Ben case last week, hollering about Matt Canada. All this type of stuff happens when we playing like how we playing lately, man. It's unfortunate, but I don't feel like it's as crazy as people be making it sound 100 times, man.
What? Yesterday's loss?
As a whole, yeah. And the season as a whole right now. I mean, the way people talk right now, season's done. It's over. Why we even playing on Thursday?
Right. Yeah, that's how it felt in the moment. Yes, I wouldn't even say no. I'm sorry.
It felt like that was
I wouldn't say for me personally. I felt like the season was over yesterday. I was just pissed and it was like disgusting. It was just a terrible feeling.
It definitely was.
Like that.
I'm with you.
But no. I don't think the season's over. In fact, I think we can win our next 3-4 games with Mitch.
I'm like, what has changed? Like, granted, Kenny going down, yes, that hurts. E-Rob going down, yes, that hurts. But if we were just simply saying, man, the difference, Kenny to Mitch, is it? I know for you might be like, yo, it's drastically different. Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of people aren't gonna feel like it's this drastic gap one way or the other right now.
Though, it goes back to that Kenny conversation though. Like, I thought after that Bengals game, that's what he was going to take the step forward, and that
would have took a step. That would have separated.
Yeah, yes. That's a step above Mitch, clearly. And I thought, again, I don't think he played bad yesterday.
I'm with you.
He played a half. We should have been up 10-3.
I'm with you, bro.
And he gets hurt. Would have loved to see how the second half plays out if he's still in there. But we don't, and that's the problem with Kenny right now. For me, it's just the injuries. It's just him not being available because I think when he's out there, now that we got rid of Matt Canada and everything, I think he can be really good for us. But now he's not out there to show it. And it's happened just too many times thus far throughout his career.
And look, and now this evaluation doesn't just affect Kenny. Who else is it affecting? Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner as well. So going back, even with the whole Matt Canada hire part of when we talk about coordinators coming in here,
right?
This is all that they got to think about. It's like, all right, play is one part, availability is another part, processing information, blitz, coverage, all of this stuff. So it's like, I know in a vacuum, we just look at it and say, yo, this is the Steelers. We should get anybody we want. This is a perfect job. Come in here and take it for less money. But when you think about all these variables, it's like, bro, it might be some dudes. It's like, yo, I'm not eager to just jump in that situation right now. Unfortunately, this is what we have created, and it's going to be on us to get us about that situation. But that's just one of them things that I do think we're going to have to consider even when we get to this hiring process, whether it is the dudes that we currently got working in interim roles become the full-time guys, or if we go outside and bring in somebody new.
Yeah, just frustrating. And this is actually Knight Rider 16 plays into my point here. It says shoulda, woulda, coulda, we would have still lost. Deke, don't be dumb, bro. But like, I don't want to keep bringing up those hypotheticals. That's kind of my point.
Well,
that's my like.
I don't think it's hypothetical because when we just talk Kenny Pickett as a whole, the one thing that has been constant with him is his ability to finish games, his ability to win one-score games. So regardless of personal opinions of Kenny, regardless of if we want to critique him versus pressure, versus how fast he processes blitz, where is my escape throw, or if we want to criticize how he escapes out the pocket, climb the pocket, that's fine. But the one thing that has still been proven as a constant in his favor,
as the game goes.
That is the truth. And regardless of how we want to talk about it, the whole fourth quarter Kenny started because of that being the constant in his game. So, yeah, I can't sit here and act like, oh, if he don't get hurt, there isn't a higher probability that we might get up out of there because he has shown consistency with that. Now,
I think we QB sneak if he's in there, too. On fourth
I
and one.
I look, he felt that, too.
I guarantee it. I think we overthought
But this
ourselves.
was the part that I hated, and it doesn't matter if it's Sully. It doesn't matter if it's Eddie Faulkner. It doesn't matter if it's Matt Canada. It doesn't matter who it is. I hate gun run on 4th and 1 or any of that short yardage. Like, I just think the mechanics of it, you take away some of the power angles from your runner, man, because he's number one stationary right next to the guy, and as soon as he's getting it, now he's trying to get that momentum versus when he's in the dot and he's coming more downhill, he has 2 to 3 steps to already get that momentum. Now once he getting that rock, man, he hitting that thing full tilt. It's just a way different, like I said, mechanic to that. And I think when we go gun run like that, it hurts us more than it helps us, and we don't have an offensive line that is just designed like how it was for us back in the Kelly B era, or with that Cowboys team when it was Zeke and young Dak Prescott, where they could just blow guys off the ball. We not like that. We know we block well. We're way better in running than we are in pass protection, but we're not an offense line that's just gonna, man, they getting 4-5 yards of movement. No, it's probably like 1 to 2. Somebody might have a stalemate, and for Najee or Jalen, you find it and you hit it. But that's why for me, I was just like, I didn't like that call, you know. But that's also part of the growth of a Mike Sullivan in stadium calling plays too.
I guarantee it's just because it was Mitch out there.
But once again, and this is my whole issue, even if that was the case,
it's still terrible. Just do the QB sneak.
Because I think about this though. Once again, the same way we praised the dynamic of Kenny Pickett and Mike Sullivan because that's his position coach, right? And they know strengths, weakness, they know all this other stuff inside out, right? Is that not the exact same case for Mitch Trubisky? Does Mitch Trubisky not play quarterback? Who is Mitch Trubisky's position coach? Mike Sullivan. So that was my whole issue, even with that thought process, because I did as well in the moment. I'm like, okay, maybe it's because it's Mitch. But I'm like, bro, this is your position coach. What's the difference? It ain't like we, doing the whole, he got to talk to him to talk to him. It's like, no, this is direct. That was the part I just didn't like, man.
He's coming in cold first play, QB sneak like that. He'll be taking a beating. Who knows? Fumble up the snap or something. That would be my guess. I still would live with that though.
That was my thing, man.
4th and 1, we were right there.
I'm like, it's a proven method that shows a super high probability of success. Whereas in contrast, gun runs on 4th and 1 are way less successful than the QB sneaks or even just the under center QB or under center dot runs. You know what I mean, from the running back.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I do. I forgot that was only the first one. He came out the gate with it though. All right. John Easton also says KP8 out for a month or more. Bring back 7 to save us with a question mark. Yeah. So they did say that. I think it was Jerry Dulac put out there last night that Kenny was going to have surgery this morning. Missed about 2 to 4 weeks. They called it the tightrope surgery or something like that for the high ankle sprain. But he's not on injured reserve, so whenever he is available, he could come back and play. The benefit of them not putting him on IR is maybe they think that he can come back sooner than 4 weeks because we know that's the whole injured reserve concept. You got to wait 4 weeks before you can return. So I do like that part. In terms of why he could come back sooner than other is because of the position he plays and the style of quarterback he is. He's not the heavy dual threat Lamar Jackson type, and he's playing a position where it's more of a stationary thing in contrast to like a running back or wide receiver or even a tight end. So that is a added benefit, but obviously we got to see how he recovers. And in terms of bringing back 7, from my perspective, I don't think we need to do it. I like the fact that we brought in another young, I guess, local favorite, Trace McSorley, played at Penn State, people like that. I'm like, I mean, people like that, so cool. But yeah, in terms of, bringing in 7 right now, I don't think that benefits us. I think It's cool for the conversation. I think it would be fun. But in terms of, is it going to actually help us or make us a better team? I don't personally feel that would. Not taking away from, his talent and who he is, but I just don't think that that's the time right now, personally.
Well, bring back 7. My answer is, of course. Yeah, of course. But that's not going to happen.
Hey, you never know, man. They fired a coordinator for the first time since, what, the 60s? No, the 40s? Yeah, since 1940, 1941. So, you never know,
it's
man.
not going to happen. But, yeah, obviously I'd be all for that, for sure. Yeah, just give 7 the keys for the rest of the season.
All right, now we are caught up.
At this point, sign AB and Martavis, too, if you're going to do that at this point. Skydiving hack.
Yes.
Deke sabotaged the Steelers.
Uh-oh.
When you guys go over to Patriots' strength and weaknesses this week, Deke better find at least one strength.
Yeah, man. Deke said, yo, it ain't no strengths. They suck. They're terrible. I don't know what they do well. I'm like, God.
Well, I was kind of right in the first half, I thought.
You were?
They didn't do anything in the first half. Outside of the refs gifting them that 15-yard penalty.
What about the drop?
Which led to the
What
3
about
points.
What about the Rondell Moore drop bomb on both of us? Wasn't that in the first half?
I don't remember exactly when that was. But yeah, I mean,
on
that
Trent
did happen.
Thompson and DeMonte Casey. It would have been a bomb.
Well, I highlighted Kyler Murray as being good. I said they had 2 good players, Kyler Murray and Buda Baker, right?
Yeah.
And that was a really good throw.
Shout out
that's
to
why I
James
didn't
Conner,
mention
though, man.
it.
Shout out to James Conner. Revenge game, man.
Again, he wasn't doing anything in the first half either. Elandon Roberts goes out second half. Has something to do with it.
That had a big thing to do with it. It did. It definitely had a big thing to do with it, man.
James Conner was doing nothing. The Cardinals' offense was doing nothing. Outside, they had the nice drive before halftime, but that was Michael Walker getting cooked up a little bit. Although he was in good coverage a lot of those plays. Sometimes you just got to chalk it up to McBride.
So was it Michael
Walker
Walker getting cooked up, or was it Trey McBride winning?
Well, like you mentioned, that missed tackle was bad. But in coverage, he wasn't terrible.
No, but it wasn't just Michael Walker. We even switched it up, tried to put Casey on him. It didn't matter. At one point, we even went to the hard double team, and then I think that was when we got the JPJ penalty in the end zone. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I said, they got some players that can make plays. We don't like to acknowledge it. That's why we looked and was like, yo, it's Michael Walker, Michael Walker. I'm like, bro, Trey McBride's a good player, though, man. He's a good player.
Hey, Kyler was making some good throws.
I thought Kyler played well, man.
Michael couldn't get to some of them. And
yeah.
I was saying earlier today, like a lot of those Kyler to McBride throws, and there was even 1 or 2 on JPJ where JP was in good coverage. Like the throw and the catch, if you're doing it 10 out of if you're doing it 10 times, that doesn't happen 10 out of 10 times.
I would agree.
Those are like 2 or 3 out of 10 times where it gets completed, but all of them just happened in the game.
Think about the one that Kyler hit on JPJ on the sideline. I'm like, that was filthy.
Yeah, that's one of them I'm talking about.
Then the one that didn't count that he got on Pat P in the back of the end zone. You remember that one?
Well, yeah, Pat P.
Chill. I say, yo.
I said this how many months ago? Enough with media. We're done. Like, we need to be done. We truly need to be done.
I say, bro, when he had the stiff arm, they showed a replay. I'm like, they got. And then when that happened, then I'm like, bro, yeah, stop talking about these people, man. Leave those people alone. Because they clearly want smoke right now, man. Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm not saying any of these games are locks anymore. Because clearly they're not. Farron Bradford. If 8 was playing like Andrew Luck, then I could deal with the injuries. But we can't have you getting hurt and playing inconsistent.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair criticism. And that was one of the things that when he went down yesterday, that was kind of my reaction to it. When people did try to crucify him with that, it's like if Ben wasn't as consistent on the field when he was healthy playing, then I'm sure at times it would have brought up his injuries. I'm sure it's a lot of quarterbacks you could bring up their injuries. Joe Burrow.
Ben was hurt in his first couple years.
Seriously.
I think he missed like 4 or 5 games in his second year. But we knew.
But because
Ben
he was
the guy.
exactly.
Ben was 13-0 his rookie season. Like, you just knew.
And I'm like, that's the biggest difference right now with Kenny in his injuries. Whether it was Joe Burrow, whether it was Seven, whether it's any other, even Lamar to an extent, when we bring up his injuries, it's like we've at least seen them put together bodies of work where we're like, all right, granted it's a smaller sample size, but we got at least a year or 2 years of, all right, them dudes is for real. Whereas for Kenny, every time he's trying to get momentum to go on a little bit of a run, injury. And you're like, all right, man, I get it. It's not your fault. But at the same time, we're trying to win. We're trying to remain competitive. We got jobs at stake. They holler for Fire Tomlin, right? They don't care because Kenny is hurt. It don't matter. They're like, yo, fire that man. So when you hear that as the reaction, you understand why they operate how they operate at times with the decisions that they make going forward. Or when they say things like, yo, we're not going to put it in his hands and allow him to get us beat. We're going to take the air off that ball, man. We're going to run this thing. We're going to protect it, play defense. This is why, because clearly variables don't matter. Wins and losses matter the most. And as long as we win, you're above reproach. When we lose like we did yesterday, everything comes back on the table, man. But we went on Thursday, man. We be back feeling good.
Farron Bradford, Harvin can go. And can we get some splash on the kick return and punt returns?
I mean, what was wrong with Presley? Did I miss something?
I think he had one bad punt.
How many times did he have to punt?
The second half. That was just a comedy of errors. That was just everything snowballing at that point. Yeah, I think we had to punt it in our own zone, like deep in our own zone. And
I remember the one. Yeah, it ended up it was right by the 40-ish.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kick return, punt return, splash. Yeah, I don't know why we got that Igwebuike back there. I mean, he doesn't really provide much pop. Why don't we put McFarland back there?
Well, McFarland was hurt, so that's where they had made the switch. You can't just, I'm going to get my spot back. They be like, yo, what you do to get it back yet? Now, I don't like the fact that my man, like I said, muffed the opening kickoff. Now, the beauty is he did get it out there to the 23, and that saved it. But I'm like, yo, catch the kickoff, man. It's the opening kickoff. I just don't like that. To start it off, it's like, And then we got the Miles Killebrew hit my man. I'm like, we just seemed a little loosey-goosey, a little lax in certain parts, man. The illegal formation. I'm looking at the formation. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? I don't even know what this is. Yeah. We just look lax, man.
Well, I think that would be a solution, though, for splash in the kick return game. Because McFarland, at least when he was healthy, was providing some pop early
I would agree. Yeah.
Igwebuike, he hasn't impressed me at all. He's been able to hold on to the ball outside of yesterday and not do anything crazy. Compare and contrast that to Gunner, where we were going crazy over Gunner. So Igwebuike was a breath of fresh air. But now, if you want a little extra, I think McFarland's your best bet.
Yeah.
But that's not the main factor of our loss
Shoot,
yesterday.
you don't even be. Yeah, I'm like, I don't ever see McFarland out there anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And
then because of even where Jalen Warren has ascended to in the running game, you don't even see 3 different running backs anymore. It's strictly Naj 30.
Yeah. Cliff the Dark Knight. Can Minka wear the green dot? Best communicator.
Salute Cliff the Dark, because I was actually looking at Farron Braff. I think you skipped one of his, bro.
I might have.
But yeah, we'll get to the Minka one. In terms of can Minka wear the green dot, best communicator? Yeah, he could definitely wear it, and he might have to, depending on what his availability is. Obviously, we know he broke his hand in the game. I don't know if y'all saw the cast that he was playing with, but yeah. So yeah, you could do it with him. It's just like I said, it's not an issue. Just another thing on his plate. That's it, man. Typically, the reason why you do inside linebacker is because he's the center person of the defense. If your safety is in the back, he got to get up there to them D linemen and let them know them calls. He got to let the linebackers know them calls. That's the only thing. Whereas when it's your inside linebacker, he's talking here, he's turning around. It ain't a lot of movement. He can get to the dude on the side. You know what I mean? So that's the whole purpose of it. And you want a guy that's going to be out there the whole time. So yeah, Minka's going to be out there the whole time. That checks off one part. The other part, like I said, for Minka, if that's the added thing that you put on his plate, sure. He'll handle it. He'll be fine, man. It's not his first time doing it, so yeah, he'll be fine. TJ Watt has also done it at times before. The reason why they shifted from TJ is because obviously he will come off the field on occasion if he gets tired. So you don't want the green dot dude being on the sideline, because now we ultimately have to either resort to, when I call my formation, nickel, dime, base, I'm telling you to play to go take it in there with him, or we having the hand signal. So that's the only thing with that. And then obviously with hand signals, yeah. Is everybody on the same page? Does everybody see the same signals? Everybody know the signals?
I guess Miles Jack could be an option. I don't know if you want to give that to him his first game back.
And are you starting him and playing him every snap first game back also? Because
we're going to need him at this point. We are going to need him.
I mean, I would agree, but you also have to be careful. If you just throw them out there 100% of the snaps, you just have a higher probability of something going wrong in terms of soft tissue stuff. Practice squad is way different in terms of the tempo of reps and what you're being required to do versus when you go out there and play in the games, which we already know. That's my only thing. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I'm not even talking about that. We're gonna need.
That's what I'm saying. Like
at this point,
no, he has
we really
him and Blake Martinez. I'm like, both of y'all, we're going because unfortunately yesterday the inside linebackers did not play well enough once Elandon Roberts went out, and that was both in coverage and against the run. Unfortunately, I thought, man, they really started to lean on us with that run game and more of that war of attrition with the James Conner. And it was just, like I said, I was a little bit surprised at how it got down the end of that thing, man. But that's the league, man.
Aramis D giving us
yes,
some support.
Salute you, Aramis D, man. We appreciate you for the love. So let me get back to the fan Bradford one real quick. He says, also, the QB pressures weren't all on 77. Daniel was blocking air at times, and one of them I saw 77 appear to see it and tell him it's coming. Sure. I get, we trying to place the blame in, diversify and all that, and that's all well and good. More importantly, when we talking about the dudes that were getting beat individually, the 77 part was because it was a one-on-one. When you're referring to the James Daniels stuff, that was more of a confusion as the whole offensive line versus the pressure looks versus where they were going to be sliding and sending the line to. That's more communication. I understand what you're trying to accomplish, though. So you're not wrong. I get what you're trying to accomplish, and that is normal on days like today. Blame, is either isolated to one person or we just start, spraying it everywhere. I got it. I'm with you. But just from my perspective, I think that was the difference between the two. For James Daniels, I thought it was a lot more communication related, whereas for Broderick, it was just his dude outworking him and winning. And that was why it was communicated the way it was communicated, man. But, yeah. All right. I think now we back to you. And it should be actually Fran Bradford again, man.
Yep. He says, let's keep playing around. New England will hold us scoreless, and Indy will fire us up. Coach T, this is on you, giving me Jason Garrett vibes. Mediocrity is getting old.
I always love when we say mediocrity is getting old. It's got to be a specific Pittsburgh-only thing in terms of the mediocrity. We obviously know we are far from a mediocre team under Coach Tomlin. Just look around the league. That part has been constant fact. Regardless of how we might personally feel in the moment, it's far from mediocre. That we can agree with. All right. Now, in terms of the Jason Garrett vibes, hey, man, if you personally feel like you see some similarities to Jason Garrett, that's a personal thing, man. I ain't tripping on that. I don't agree with you personally, but I can understand if that's how you feel about it, man. And yeah, New England's a good team, man. Defensively, they have decent players on offense. If we come out with this same energy on Thursday night, then yeah, we'll lose. But if we come out here and play like we're supposed to play, it ain't gonna matter. We will win. And all of this ain't gonna matter. But it really boils down to just that. I think for Coach T, man, he'll get on them dudes. He'll make sure they more fired up and more where they need to be. But at the same time, let's not act like we don't pick and choose when we want to put the whole motivational element on coaches or not. Team come out flat, we holler, hey, Coach T, man, that's on you. You got to have your players ready to go. But aren't y'all the same ones that will swear by Coach Chuck Noll? And one of his most famous quotes is, if I got to motivate you, I got the wrong people. I'm not tripping, right? I'm pretty sure he was like, yo, I'm not about to be on this. I got to motivate you thing. In fact, I've talked to people that played for him. They all said the same thing. It's on us. But once again, that's the part where it's like we pick and choose how we want to, roll with that type of thought process and concept. But that's one of the ones right there that really was like, yo, are we looking at coach on that? Are we looking at players on that? I'm just trying to follow the way with y'all. Let me know. All right.
Yeah, with yesterday's game, in terms of Tomlin and preparation and that stuff, I thought we came out good in the first half, actually. Now, if you want to talk about adjustments and stuff in the second half where we look like we lack some effort and lack some spark, and there's that. And to your point, are you putting that on Tomlin, or is that the injuries to like Elandon Roberts. Now, I guess you don't want to come up with every excuse in the book, but Elandon Roberts missing was a big deal. But again, like what you're saying, the players are out there. You're in the middle of a game. Like, is that up to Tomlin to be like this big motivational force?
Is Coach
middle
Thomas,
of the game, and now I can see if you're talking about coming out flat, game plans off. I didn't think that was the case for this Cardinals.
Lightning delays and everything.
I thought we were fine. I thought first half was fine. We had the game in our control. Actually, me and my buddies were like, we're dominating this game. We just need to put a point on the board.
That was the thing. It was like, we're not scoring. And I think that's what we text too. Even in the group text, it was like, yo, I like the energy, I like where we at, but we got to score. We just need points in this thing, man. But that's definitely the thing. And it's like, we pick and choose also when we want to talk about next man up or seeking comfort and standard is standard. And we act as if we're too dense to, differentiate the difference between a Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander, and a Elandon Roberts versus now in this game, the dynamic was Michael Walker, Mark Robinson, and then we would go dime and put Trent Thompson in there in the box. Those are three very different types of linebackers compared to the first three that we named, the first three that get paid what they get paid. But that's the part where it's like, yo, are we really going to act like that's on the coach? Like, man, we down how many LBs in this situation? But I also understand, too, all they care about is the winning. And even though we have 7 victories over the season, that clearly is not good enough right now. So I can understand.
I think the mediocre comment is about, like, playoffs, though, and, like, actual meaningful winning. I think that's what they're
playoffs, 100%. I'm with you on it, man. I'm with you.
And that's been, lacking since what, 2016?
16 was the last playoff victory.
Yeah, we had
that was the last playoff victory.
Exit to the Jaguars.
Yes. No, that was 17 when we lost to the Jaguars. 16 was the last victory.
I would say that's when it started of like.
But we've been back to the playoffs since then. I'm just saying the last victory was 16. 17 we lost. Then from there it was the Browns, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Hood. Black Monday. Shout out to the chat, Moats, Deke's baby mama. Appreciate you all. Flacco's back. Time to pull Ben out of the garage. Thank you for bringing up that example or that comparison. Flacco's back.
How'd you feel about Flacco yesterday?
I didn't get to watch him, but I saw that they lost, which is good.
Game losing interception, man.
Did he?
Yeah. He was fine height though, but he threw the ball, man. Big Joe.
Yeah, good. We needed them to lose. Yeah, we're still the 5th seed. With all these tiebreakers.
Hey, man, and all this terribleness going on, man. You know how it is.
Browns and Colts, I think. Is it Browns, Colts, and Texans?
Yeah, because Broncos low-key then. Yeah, because Broncos then fought their way back now.
Well, yeah, they lost, so they're out of the mix. But, yeah,
that was just their 6th. Colts, no, that's their 7th?
Colts, Texans, and Browns are all 7-5 with us. But I guess we have the best tiebreaker somehow, some way. Well, that is the good thing. Yeah. Yesterday's loss was to an NFC
team.
I guess
so it doesn't hurt.
I guess that's why.
All right.
Zay Breezy. Kenny hurt. Minka broke his hand. Actually, big shout out to Minka for coming back in the game.
He playing with the cast. That's big time respect. Soldier, bro.
That's big time
He's
respect.
An absolute soldier.
Sam Alou out. TJ hurt. Roberts hurt. Mitch did Mitch things. What could go wrong went wrong. Does 10 start next game?
Yeah, Coach already said that, man.
Yeah, I didn't think Mitch played bad. I'll reiterate that. I didn't think he played bad. The snaps what did us in on offense. Yeah. And Connor Hayward dropping 1 or 2 passes.
Yeah, he had a drop, but I thought Mitch, man, did good jobs in terms of stretching the field. He obviously hit Pickens deep. He hit Deontay Johnson deep. And he worked Move a little bit as well, man. Protect the ball. He did have his one. I'm gonna be super aggressive and air it out.
Yeah, this makes no sense. I was like, this is the stupidest throw of all time.
Mitch, why, Mitch?
Like,
fresh off, and look, right after he got rolled up on too, I'm like, yo, he's lip. He's not even back just yet, bro.
It was a better pass to that.
Yes, dude.
Like, the safety would have turned
Buddha.
around.
It was Buddha. Buddha's like hauling, trying to get it. Yeah, but that was definitely the one Mitch throw. I'm like, we survived it though. Deke, if we could survive the occasional Mitch moment, he was all right. We survived the moment. Now, usually we don't survive the moments. Usually that's the pick. And everything was set up for it to be the pick again. But sometimes the football guy's in your favor. So salute him on that. But yeah. But I did see people bringing up the fact that, I guess they said that he's thrown more touchdowns now than Kenny did for the month or something crazy. Yeah, they've been on that. They've been on the whole, man, Mitch can't be that bad. Kenny can't be that good. Mitch gonna throw more touchdowns than half football than Kenny did all month. I was like, I don't know if that's accurate. Then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, we've been scoring. But
like I said, when it's a running touchdown,
they don't count
it's
it.
An indictment against Kenny. It's an indictment against Kenny.
That's definitely
I'm being dead serious.
No, I'm laughing because I see that part.
Mitch has never put like a full game together like Kenny did last week.
Yeah.
But since Kenny has 0 touchdowns, it's a terrible game. Let's just look at the stats and compare the stats and compare Kenny to Tommy DeVito and shit like that. I mean, that's
they bring up all that outlandish.
Well, I saw one. I mean, this is to like the point of how funny these stats are and how they can really be meaningless at times. Tommy DeVito and Patrick Mahomes numbers over like the last game or two or the month, whatever it is, are like exactly the same. It's like, okay, cool, exactly. This is exactly my point. Exactly my point. Go ahead, take Tommy DeVito. If you want.
Shout out to Tommy, man.
If you want to be all cute with these stats comparisons. Antimatter Eli. KP8 is more fragile than Lamar, which might be okay if he could at least be a top 20 quarterback. Quarterback is a must this offseason. Bring in Kirko Chains or draft.
Why y'all trying to do this to us, man? They trying to create a civil war. They trying to bring in Kirk. If they bring in Kirk, it's a civil war in the building.
That'd be my biggest nightmare.
You know that'll be a civil war. We don't need that internally, man. That's just tension. That's just uncomfortable. That's just a lot of awkward conversations for me and Deke. Kirk Cousins is here. I would love it. Oh my God. I think Deke would hate it. I think Deke would absolutely hate it.
Well, if he did that, I mean,
he would hate it.
You're declaring Kirk Cousins a starter.
That's what I'm saying. He would hate it. He would absolutely hate it.
Because, I mean, he's going to fetch for a certain amount of money. Yes. You're not paying a dude to compete with someone else.
Why is he going to get a certain amount of money, though, Deke? If he's a terrible guy, man. Why is he going to get some type of money, man?
Because he's put up stats. And people fall for the stats.
I'm a stat guy at quarterback. That's all I care about is the numbers when we talk quarterbacks. I don't care about eyeball tests. Just you throw up numbers and get rings. One or the other.
No, that would be my worst nightmare. But, yeah, if we had, I guess I'd have to root for the man. But, yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be a hell of an offseason. Hell of an offseason.
Oh, that'd be tough. Because, yeah, we will commit to him. If he's the guy, we're going to commit.
Whatever team's signing him, you're signing him to be a starting quarterback.
You're committing to him. Yep.
He's got the Achilles, but the timing of that, midway through the season, he should be good to go.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers was practicing. Now, he probably ain't going to play, but he was practicing, though. So if he could be practicing, 60, 70 days, then I don't see why Kirk can't be back being the guy.
But, yeah, I'll just say this. It goes back to the whole Kenny injury stuff. Like, he's leaving the door open because of his availability.
Yeah.
That's all.
He can also close it, though. Like, when he comes back, and this is what we talked about, like, in the OTAs, mini camp, training camp, whoever they bring in, whatever style it is, if he can't return at some point in time this season, and we bring in somebody, regardless if it's a big money. Now, we know if it's certain money is going to obviously show you that there is no competition. That's the guy. But depending on what the situation is, he has to be ready. No, man, think Zach Wilson, for example, right? Zach Wilson all offseason. The talk was what? Aaron Rodgers is there. You're not about to see the field ever again. Rodgers get hurt 4 plays in. Zach Wilson, low-key, got another great opportunity, and now he fumbled this thing. Did he not? It's a great opportunity.
Mitch does, too.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say.
It's a great opportunity, man.
Kenny's even
it's a great opportunity.
Door open for Mitch because my one buddy's a Mitch fan, and he kept bringing this up at yesterday's game. This is Mitch's first time.
Where he doesn't have to look over his shoulder. He doesn't have Matt Canada. I didn't even think the Canada part, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if Mitch comes out here and, guns blazing these next few weeks.
They might look and say,
I'm just saying the door's
could it have been
open.
that he wasn't the issue? It was this guy. I didn't even think of that, but you're right, though, bro.
He's left the door open. Now, obviously, I'm on the KP8 side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But with him not being available, you only go off of what's in front of you now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if Mitch comes in, whatever, does his thing, and it's still clear Kenny should be the starter when he's healthy here for, like, the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he balls out those 2 weeks. We go on play front. Then he could shut the door.
Right. But that has to be ball out and the run, like you just said. And that's the part where we're still stuck going back to hypotheticals. Like I said, it's the sucky part from what has happened for Kenny. But at the end of the day, control what you can control. this is a situation, man. Hope for some good luck. And yeah, because it's that weird thing also. You don't want the team to do bad because you want them to still be good enough to make a run.
I want Mitch to go off.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever, 3, 4 games, 2 games.
I'm like, that's that weird. We need a run and we're in position. So it's like, is it Mitch that starts that? But now when Kenny comes back, now we have a new conversation of, do you pull the dude that's been hot for 2 weeks versus,
Yeah, it all depends on how Mitch looks.
And these are all hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Like I said, and that's, like I said, we're in a good position. It's not terrible, but it's not great
I think
either.
we can win these games with Mitch. After seeing him yesterday, just don't turn the ball over. We could win these games.
Yes.
Line just got to be a little bit better in pass protection.
Which I would agree. And I do feel like Mitch had a little bit better feel of escaping some of the pressure than Kenny did. I will say I feel like that's still one of the things with Kenny that I want to see improve with him. I thought he still was playing fine yesterday, but that's the part where it's like when that pressure is getting to him, whether it's free rusher or O-line just getting beat, at times it just seems like it takes him a second longer than some of these other dudes. And whereas for when we looked at Kyler Murray yesterday, right? Same pressure was happening, but he was just a little bit more athletic to extend it just a little bit longer to get out of some of that trouble. I felt like at times with Mitch, he could do a little bit to that. I mean, we saw the one where he obviously scrambled. It's just that part is where I feel like with Mitch, it's a little bit better. But now we know the other side is the decision-making as a whole. Don't throw that ball into double coverage, please. But we know that's been his issues.
Make it at least be Pickens.
Yeah, that's always. It's like he has parts of his game that we want to get that up out of him as well, man. So, like I said, none of these dudes are perfect, but I do think that at least from a pressure standpoint, that should help. But as a whole, man, we're going to find out. Short week, man.
Doug Dittmer has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Doug Dittmer, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, UW. If anyone thought the Pats-Chargers game was ugly, this Thursday might just end in a 3-3 tie.
Hey, a tie is better than a loss, though, at times. Remember that? We've benefited multiple times from a tie, actually. Salute the ties out there. But we're going to get the dub. Got to.
Aramis D, shout out to my beautiful wife for having our baby boy, Anakin.
Salute. Star Wars fan. Salute. Let's get it, man.
On December 1st, hashtag Kirk Cousins 2024 and draft Jalen McDaniels and a center.
He mean Jaden. He mean Jaden. Cat from my LSU. Think he talking about.
With all due respect, that'd be stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't need to draft no center just yet, man. We straight, bro. What y'all talking about?
No, the 2 quarterback thing, that's really stupid.
Is Kirk like a 1-year rental, though? I feel like, Kirk going to want some security. You going to give him a 2-year, fully guaranteed.
Let's not do the Kirk Cousins
You know he's fully guaranteed wherever he goes, Deke. You know how Kirk, bro. He's fully guaranteed wherever he goes, man.
We're not doing the Kirk Cousins talk right now.
Yeah, all right. Kirk signed, he your starter, whether you like it or not.
That's what I mean. You wouldn't sign Jaden or draft Jaden McDaniels then.
But then again, no. You think Jordan Love, think Aaron Rodgers, think Mahomes. They all set. Maybe that's the secret. Let them sit for a little bit.
No, how about we draft an inside linebacker no matter what?
I ain't against that either.
Inside linebacker and cornerback.
Not against either one of those. I'm not against either one of those, man.
Joseph Shockley, thank you again for the pick at the game, Moats. Appreciate it.
No, salute you, man. Let's go.
I was the guy with the afro in the 12 zone.
Hey, let's get it then, man. Absolutely. Bro, it was some people out here with some fire shoes on yesterday too, bro. Sweet. That's how I remember people like, yo, this cat with the 12s on. Seen some Jordan 1s on. I seen a fire Air Max out there yesterday too, bro. So salute him, man.
Says he was at the game and clearly saw TJ get 2 sacks. Why they take my guy's stats away? I think it had to do with it being option plays.
Yeah, they call some of them like
that's
TFLs
what I was wondering
versus
too.
sacks.
I'm like,
yeah,
man, I wonder if that's going to register as a sack for TJ.
Yeah.
He's just picking up these easy stats right
and
now.
that was kind of, it reminded me of the not to the same extent, but you remember the year when he tied the record and everybody was like fussing about that last sack versus the Ravens. Yep. Should it have been a sack or was it a QB run when he had fumbled the snap and took off? It was giving me some of those vibes.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't like it, but I can understand why they're saying
Murray
it like
can
that.
Still throw it.
I'm with you. Yeah, but is it a run play or is it a pass play?
You don't know. It could be like a RP, run pass option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess that's what it's called. They fake the run, then you could still run, but then also pass.
And then I know on the one they gave Highsmith a half when him and TJ ran back there. College just dropped. Yeah, they gave Highsmith half of that one. So I'm like, all right, man, shoot, they splitting them up, man.
Oh man, Trevor Hamilton. Mitch threw more touchdown passes in one half of football than Kenny in a whole month. Which QB we drafting this year? I like the LSU and Washington quarterback.
Shout out to Washington too, man. Got the upset. Man.
All I'm saying is this: could we just please let the season play out?
A lot of people when Kenny went down said we're ready for this conversation now. They said we're ready for this QB talk. We're ready for this coordinator talk.
Even aside from the whole Kenny stuff,
I'm with you.
I think we can still win with Mitch.
You know I'm with you, bro.
These next however many weeks he's got to play.
You know I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. If
JMU
wasn't going to
look like trash last night against the Packers,
and
they're supposed to be the cream of the crop.
Hey, look, that was a Tomlin game, right? Or do we got a name for when that happens with another team? I mean, teams get beat all the time at this level.
Packers ain't looking that bad right now. I'll say that.
They said they won. They said they won 4 of their last 5. That's what they said. The Packers won 4 of their last 5. I was like, oh, who would have thought the one loss would have been us? Yeah. And they talk about us like we was terrible, but remember we talked about the Packers at one time like they were terrible, man. It's literally week to week in this thing. That's why we say you got to be even kill. You can't get too high, can't get too low, man.
Day by day at this point. I'll probably enjoy my life much better for these next few months. Day by day.
It's more fun, though, when I get to watch you, because that's the fan. We on top of the mountain. Think about it. Going up into last game, man, I was saying, yo, if the Steelers win, they could be the 1 seed. They could be hosting. Man, we could be having this. It's just
we would be really close. Technically, to the 1
we would.
seed
Technically,
won yesterday.
Yeah. But it's just think about how extreme that was. And now we're 24 hours later, we're like, the new extreme is, we need to fire the head coach. We need to get rid of that, who we drafted. It's just how do we be getting that far off within 48 hours, bro?
Yesterday was a big Fire Tomlin game. Now, if you obviously want to point blame to him because
it's unacceptable,
he's
though,
the head
Deke.
coach and he oversees everything.
Deke,
100%.
Deke, but there were 2 and 10, Deke. There were 2 and 10, Deke. And the players said that they weren't ready and they took them lightly. So that's got to be on the coach, man. Are you cool with mediocrity? The standard. What is the standard?
I just know what I saw in the first half, and it didn't look like a team that was unprepared.
Deke, but what is the new standard?
Second half, that's a different story. I don't know where you want to go, what angle you want to take on what we did in the second half, because that was just pitiful. It was pretty bad. It looked like we lacked effort. But again, you want to bring up the Elandon Roberts injury. That counts.
He is your quarterback of your defense,
going down, that counts.
Yeah, he's the beacon of communication.
Into how the whole game plays out.
He's the guy that doesn't come off the field. He's the guy that communicates dime, base, nickel. He's the guy who makes your checks.
And they weren't doing anything in the first half when he was out there.
Absolutely. I thought he was playing excellent against James Conner, matching his energy like we talked about. Heck, he even had the headshot that I was cool with. I typically ain't cool with them bonehead 15-yarders, but I thought it was a message being sent. I'm like,
that was a terrible call. He eased up on him.
He ain't eased up.
The running back ducked down too.
Bro,
it's like, what can you do?
I'm just saying, Deke, as a dude in that, he could have avoided him. He was sending. No, I know. He was sending a message. It was this is gonna be a physical game. Ain't nothing wrong with it. At times, you take them type of penalties. You like, bro, I could live with that. He for a fact could have. For a fact. E-Rob was way more athletic than what y'all trying to minimize him to in that situation, man. He could have definitely avoided it. But when we talk about physicality, what is E-Rob's brand? He is a physical thumping, I'm going to hit you when I get a chance to, like Vince Williams. Vince would have done the same thing. We wouldn't have been tripping on it either. We'd have been like, yo, it is what it is, man. That's our thumper. That's our enforcer, man. We know what message you sending. Don't come across his middle. Don't be playing games over here. He on that type of energy today. That's how I looked at it, though, man.
Like the Mason Cole snaps, those aren't on Tomlin. Chris Boswell missing a field goal. Like, is that on Tomlin? Tomlin have to yell at Boswell.
Actually, that was on you.
What?
Because ever since you brought up bad energy around Boz, however long with that Matthew Wright, he just seemed a little.
No way. This has been Boz's best season. I could live with whatever he missed yesterday.
I'm just simply saying, ever since you brought up Matthew Wright, I've seen him miss. I've never saw him miss before then.
I didn't bring up Matthew Wright in a while.
I know.
Since like week 2 or 3.
Yeah, but still.
Ball's been playing unreal this year.
It was a weird miss, though. I think we was all like surprised.
We got to see him in warm-ups kicking from like 65, and he was draining them.
It was a weird miss, bro. Weird miss, man.
Yeah, he was almost back at the, the logo. He was really close.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was basically kicking from the 45, which is, like 63, 64, and he was leaving room. Definitely could have been 65,
Shout out to Boz,
66.
man. Shout out to Boz.
But then he misses the 40-yarder. We got an answer from Colton Choi Fu. It's not that we don't like the tourists. We're raised on respect and humility here. So when tourists come and are disrespectful, we check them, man.
Oh, the we check them part. That's probably where the miscommunication comes in. Yeah. But I do like it, though. I could definitely understand it, man. Like I said, our touristy spot isn't like Hawaii, but growing up in the 757, we got Virginia Beach. And yes, any of them beach holidays, you can get all the tourists coming into town. And yeah, I get what you're saying, man. Tourists be acting touristy at times, man. But salute y'all, man. Hopefully the tourist and non-native vibe can find peace. Yeah. Do you feel like that about when tourists come to Pittsburgh?
I don't really.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't really feel that way. I don't think of people.
Did tourists come here? Is this like a tourist destination?
I feel like people come for the Steeler games.
That's kind of a destination, man. I'm gonna say because everybody.
It's all love then. When people come.
I'm gonna say because Virginia Beach is like they want to come to the beach
and having a good time. Yeah, there's no beef.
I like it. Shout out then, man. Shout out.
Jeff H. Agent Deke jinxed us for revenge. Hashtag sabotage Steelers.
Big revenge game, man. Big revenge game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Listen, all right, if I actually had any impact in how that game went yesterday, we got bigger problems because that means these players are listening to the podcast.
Well, we've already said that they listen to the podcast. We've already said that, though.
They're taking what I say with more weight than Coach T or the whole coaching staff.
No, they're not taking more, but it could be a part of the universe of it, just the energy.
I already told bro. Yeah. Stop doing media interviews. Stop your podcast and stop listening to us. To be frank,
no. You can listen to us or be guests. Be guests. Yeah, listen to us in the off season, but be guests during the season. We like that. Herbig look good out there. See, that still holds true. You come on the show, you're gonna have success, man. All right. DJ done scored multiple touchdowns since being on the show. Don't forget that, man.
Knight Rider 16. I mean, come on.
Did he score touchdowns before being on the show?
Don't say the multiple one, though.
He got multiples.
Yes, based off the stats, but
it was multiples.
Yesterday like doesn't count.
I was.
No.
You got the ball, Deke. Give me this.
No.
I'll try to get this. I'm trying to celebrate. Y'all got on him last week for not finishing the play, right? My man said, I'm going to finish everything this week. Don't worry about it. So, yo, what are you doing? I'm finishing, guys. I'm locked in. Y'all ain't want me to not be locked in last week. I'm locked in 100% this week.
Listen, I don't care about the celebration. It's whatever, but at the same time, you open yourself up for criticism and people thinking you look like a fool. You're down still double digits, and the game's over.
I do. And then when they interviewed him afterwards, he was like, he had
a terrible explanation. He was just talking in circles the whole time.
I'm like, oh, bro, you wildin', bro. You wildin'. Get him off of you, bro.
Terrible.
Y'all know it's all love for DJ over here, man. But it was funny. If we're going to be real about it, though, I don't think he really wanted to celebrate at the initial part of it. When you watch him score the touchdown, he's low-key about to walk off. I feel like it was Pickens that threw the ball to him and was like, yo, do it. And then from there, he starts kind of lackadaisical, and then he got into it. I'm like, yo. So it definitely looked bad. It gave me two people I remember. The Claypool first down side versus the Vikings. And then I thought of Ahkello Witherspoon when he got the pick in that Vikings game and celebrated and how it sparked the comeback. So I was like, all right. It's like, I guess it. I was like, all right, are we sparking it? Are we looking at him like, yo, are you Rosie Dix? First down. She's like, I don't know, bro. Y'all know I love Russ. My dude, my brother right there. But I just didn't know. Yeah. But he had multiple touchdowns, though, so salute him. He was playing hard. He's finishing the game, man. Celebrating and doing everything that, he put that time in for.
Night Rider
time and a place,
16.
though. Definitely time and a place.
It's whatever.
But when you lose, this is the stuff that people talk about. We said it even last week. We're
that's what I mean.
If all you bringing up is that,
it's whatever. But yeah, don't be surprised when people say you look like a fool for doing that.
That was funny, man.
Knight Rider 16, Deke, I rock with you, but Kenny wasn't changing the game yesterday. He hasn't been good. He's not durable either. 1 touchdown in the last 8 games. So here's the thing. If he doesn't get hurt, I guarantee you we QB sneak with Kenny on that 4th and 1.
That would give him a touchdown.
And I would bet you a lot of money that we get that because don't we have literally 100% success rate with his QB sneak?
Yeah, he's like better than Hurts in that vein right now, man.
So we score that touchdown with Kenny. We're up 10-3.
Different game.
Do the Cardinals get that drive before halftime? Is that a guarantee
It is night and day.
Got a lot of momentum in the stadium. Maybe we get the ball back before half, actually.
That's what I'm saying. It's night and day.
It'll put some points back up on the board.
It's night and day, bro.
And then that gives TJ and, our defensive line.
Chance to do what they do well in the matchup that we thought.
Being up.
Because we said that was the part.
Double digits.
Yeah, our pass rush versus their O-line, that was going to be the difference. And we saw it at times. I just didn't think we got enough opportunities for it to consistently be creating this, pressure situation on Kyler Murray. But the rush was winning. You can see it, man.
Next is Lou Boy.
Shout out to Lou Boy.
Stop it.
Uh-oh. He ain't feeling it, D. He said he ain't feeling you. You trying to make an excuse for him. He said he ain't feeling it, man. We drafting something. We bringing in a whole new situation, man. That's what he said, bro.
No, let's let the season play out, please. Stephon Bell. Deke's arguments, his best ability is availability. KP8. Moats. Take consistency. Kenny is always hurt and is consistently inconsistent. KP8 ain't great.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say nobody's saying he's great, but that's not the case. I know you do say he is great. I don't feel like,
I think he has it in.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's a crazy statement. Personally, man, I think that, you have seen certain parts of his game where it is. You're like, oh, I believe this. I've seen these throws. I've seen the back shot. I've seen the deep over. I've seen work in the middle of the field. I've seen you step up in the pocket. But the consistency part is a legitimate critique of Kenny.
He was consistent last year, end of 2022. This year's been, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of different things going on. Which
also is normal when you're talking about just that second year. More film on you, more variables. We're also asking you to do more. The expectation rises a little bit when it's year 2. So it's a lot of things at play, but either way, he got to play better. And he knows that. We all know that, man. So, you're not off with the statement, baby. You're not off.
But
it just sucks you can't get out there right now to change it.
Yeah. Might be out for 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. So I'm like, if it's 4, if it's 4, now we really over here like,
we don't even get to see
think about it, bro.
Second half play out yesterday.
Think about it.
Because that's my whole thing. If he's in there, who knows what happened. It goes back to what I was saying the whole time after the Jaguars game. Same thing.
Yeah.
What does it look like if KP's out there second half? I think we got a much better chance of win. Yep. And maybe KP outduels Trevor Lawrence second half. KP, he looks like the better quarterback than Kyler Murray in yesterday's game. If he would have stayed healthy. But that's the whole game you're playing. If hypothetical. And I don't want to keep doing that. Brian Shafford, watching the replay, I didn't think KP got in the end zone if the ankle injury. Oh, I really think KP gets in the end zone if the ankle injury didn't stop him. That's a game changer in multiple ways because he gets 7 points and could keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, the swing of momentum, the swing of the flow of the game, he gets hurt, we fumble the next play. It was also a 4th down stop. So, yes, a lot of momentum, a lot of emotions involved on that particular, sequence of events. And then to piggyback on it, that's when you get the 99-yard drive. Was it 15 plays from the Cardinals? It really just adds on to it. And then you get the helter-skelter, super delay, come back off a little bit, super delay. So there's a lot going on for them dudes over there. No excuse, though, because the Cardinals still have to endure similar things, turn some of that delay stuff. But, yeah, to an extent, it does matter. Yeah.
Yo Young, we need to draft O-line this year, then decide on quarterback next.
Yes, but people aren't patient enough for it. That's the whole issue. That's why we haven't taken real offensive linemen in the 1st and 2nd round since what? Who's the last 2nd rounder we've got? Because Chooks 3rd, Dan 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just Broderick this year.
Who was our last? Yeah, so Broderick, but I'm saying before him, I'm trying to think how far Marcus Gilbert maybe?
Yeah. He was second round.
Second round?
But, I think he was before, De Castro, right?
So so then were they the same draft or was Gilbert in front of him? I don't know.
I thought we had.
It was around
Gilbert
that same time frame. They were definitely on the same time frame though. But
I think he was before Pouncey and DeCastro. If I had to bet money, like he was waiting in the wings for like a year or two.
Okay.
And then we finally got him starting alongside all the, when our line started really getting good.
Yeah.
Might have been DeCastro, honestly.
Yeah, because that's my thing. I'm like, we really don't do that. We do more of, like we said, linebacker. We did running back. We'll do, skill position, stuff like that. I just don't know if we, as a fan base, have the patience to go that route because that is a little bit more of a slower build. It's a slower burn, and clearly y'all don't care about winning if it doesn't include the style points. We've definitely got that clear. It's been communicated ample times. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't hate it, though, because O-line definitely help you out a lot, man.
I'd put that in my top 3 right now for the draft coming up. Linebacker, corner, O-line. Let's go UW, whether it's center, tackle, left tackle, I don't know. Let's go UW. It's ironic how Seven, who was one of the people who bashed Mason, now all of a sudden doesn't know why he isn't getting a shot to start.
And let's go UW. Trust me, I feel what you're saying. That's how it is at times. That's why you've heard me say the whole, is it a smear thing, man? When teams start losing, when there is any type of adversity, it seems like all the stories come up. Everybody has something negative to say about the people that are still working here, whether you was at media, whether you played, whether you anything. And it's just like, where was all of this when they was winning? Where was all of this in the offseason? Where was all this last year? We hear none of this stuff until you get a little adversity, and then, how social media is. We just go run with that, pile on that, and keep. Oh, well, this is definitely the reason now. That's the reason. This is like, well, where was this energy when everything was going fine? Y'all ain't holler about that then, so why you gonna holler about it now? That's my whole issue with that stuff, man. But hey, everybody has their opinion on it. That's just my opinion.
AJ Martinez, tits 10 to the rescue. Let's go. Recovery 8.
I forgot that is old Mitchie, huh? I like it, bro. I like it.
Martinez also gifted a Moats membership to Pittsburgh, Toddy 86.
Shout out to AJ being a rock star at life in Pittsburgh, Toddy 86. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to you, AJ Martinez. I peeps the new profile pic, your little icon pic, like you holding up a nice little beverage there, showing off the guns. Salute you, man. Let's get it.
Chase Dreams. I think KP does miss a lot of reads, in my opinion, but a new OC next year, this could change that. I feel it needs to be stronger, and a lot of injuries wouldn't happen as much. This Fire Tomlin campaign needs to stop.
Now you bring up some good points also, man. Across the board. Could a new OC help with that? Sure. Technically, we're with a new OC. Granted, I don't know how everybody feels about it all the way right now, but technically we are getting the new OC element. But no, I do agree. To a certain extent, yes. Could it help? And I think even we talked about last week for Kenny Pickett, just more so looking like it was simplified in terms of where he was looking. With Matt Canada, at times it looked like Kenny had the ability to read the whole field, but it appeared that it was paralysis by analysis. Too much information. Can't go through all of this while, doing it in a timely manner. I thought last week the correction or the adjustment was, you're not looking out here first. We're working inside out, short, intermediate, then we work out there. And I thought it was a lot easier for Kenny. Unfortunately, this week we didn't get a chance to see that continue, but I think that was still the similar messaging, just based on when I watched Mitch Trubisky come in and where he was attacking with the football. Also, he also was working some of the middle of the field stuff. We talked about the Connor drops. Where were they at? Middle of the field. You see Move, middle of the field. DJ, middle of the field. Granted, we took the shots down on the sidelines, but as a whole, it seemed that the communication now for those quarterbacks are work inside out. Whereas with Matt Canada, it looked more like, we could work outside, deep, in, full gamut, whatever you see, be the guy. And for Kenny, unfortunately, that didn't look like that was giving him the best opportunity to play at a high level. So now with the new approach, I do think it helped, but like we already talked about, he got hurt, so that does suck. But a new coordinator, or even more time with the current coordinator / play caller, however we Sully and Faulkner situation. If it did come to that, then maybe, okay, with more of that type of communication, more of that type of teaching, maybe that makes Kenny a better player also going forward. So there's a lot of potential with it. There are a lot of options with it, but unfortunately, because of him not being available for, between 2 to 4 weeks right now, we kind of stuck. Yeah.
J.J. Kennedy. Mitch threw 5 touchdowns and a half on the Bears before. See him do it again on Thursday.
Let's go. Shoot.
I would love to see it.
Mitch made a Pro Bowl. Mitch has led a team to the postseason. If he could do it again, man, we all for that. Like, we don't care where the good play comes from. We just want the good play, man. At the end of the day, you want the good play. Now, would we rather it be from our first rounder? Sure, absolutely. But is there ever a fault when a guy that is wearing black and gold for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is it ever a bad thing if he plays well?
No.
That's my whole thing. I'm like, we act as if Mitch come out there and throw for 500 yards, we're going to be over here like this is a bad thing. No. The same way when Jalen Warren started to cook and we like, yo, we don't care if it's Jalen or Najee. We just want the guy that's going to be playing better. We just want the guy that's going to be giving us the best chance to win. A lot of people was on the bench Dan Moore train, right? Ended up being Chooks. Broderick went out there. I don't be hearing people hollering about Dan Moore lately. They ain't as loud about that. Broderick's on the field now. They ain't tripping on that. They ain't hollering, hey, Chooks, man, get up out there. So, for me, man, we going to be good with this thing. Mitch is capable. We're going to be straight.
Jonathan Hostler. Why does Watt have half a sack when he got to the QB twice?
Yeah, we was just talking about that a little while ago. Some of the how they view that run pass for Kyler Murray stuff, man, is just flip a coin at times, man. You can argue it. I know for me, I tried to argue it one time. I think we was playing the Jets when Mike Vick was at quarterback. And you try to argue, man, he tackling behind the line of scrimmage. It was a guy running a route. This is a sack. And they're like, well, he had the ball tucked to his run. And you're like, well, why is the O-line pass blocking? And this guy running a route, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and that ain't no sack. But that's how it is sometimes. Like, yo, was he like this or was it here? How quick was it? What was on that? So for TJ, some of that is at play. And then for the half sack, they ruled the one where Highsmith and TJ both got back down. Kyler Murray kind of gave himself up, just went to the ground. They ruled that as the half sack with both of them dudes get back there. Even though TJ...
I'm not going to front. I think Connor Hayward should have had this pass. I'm sorry. This is
no. You're right. Yeah.
The one for the touchdown.
And Mitch was leading him. Mitch threw a great throw. What he was trying to do was the same thing that Kenny did to Moof last week, where he hit Logan. Remember, they're running to Tampa 2, hit the first throw to the front side of the linebacker, hit that second deep throw to Moof on the backside. But he brought him back with the throw. Mitch was trying to bring Connor back around that linebacker with the throw, and you see him make the face. Yeah, afterwards he even makes the face. He's like, bro, because he's wanting him to bend back. If he bends back, it's definitely a touchdown, bro. What could have been? That would have been 2 touchdowns for that man.
Sean McCartney, I'm all for drafting a QB, but we can't think that we'll fix the offense like we did when drafting Kenny. Also need to evaluate how we develop quarterbacks.
I think all of that is true, man. But I think you're fighting a fight that is going to be really hard to win, because whenever you draft a quarterback, expectations instantly go through the roof, especially when you take them in the first round, regardless of what may or may not be valid or even fair at times, man. That comes with the territory. So as much as, we would want to not think that this is going to fix everything, we saw even when we fired Matt Canada, that became the whole war cry, man. You fire him, everything changes. We're going to be perfect. Offense through the roof. Doesn't matter. And we've seen through 2 games now removed, it hasn't been that. The same variables. We're not going to act like Kenny didn't get hurt under Matt Canada. He did. But that's part of the stuff where it's like we just got to understand as a whole, there is no quick fix. There is no one party that, if you change this, we're undefeated. That's not where we are right now, man. We got multiple things at play.
Jonathan Stevens, 3 different quarterbacks, 4 different OCs, 2 different DCs since 2017. 0 playoff wins. We've made changes at the other significant spots already. It's Tomlin's turn.
And why would you say it's Tomlin's turn? Have we been 1 win, 2 wins throughout that process? Or what has our win total been? What has our relevancy been going into the last week of every season? Have we been out of it? Just as a serious question, you know? Because I do agree, man. When you bring up all that transition, all that adversity, you would think that this team should be picking in the top 5 every single year, should not have more than 4 wins. Being as a guy who's played on teams that have been a part of quarterback changes, coordinator changes, heck, even head coaching changes in season, I remember where we were. We were nowhere ever. Bless you.
Thank you.
You know, what has been the case for the Steelers under Coach Tomlin. So I'm legitimately trying to see what your thoughts are with that right there, man, specifically.
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. I've been saying this podcast. You gotta wait for the season to play out, and if you want to talk about in the offseason, things are stale. We need more playoff wins. Like, we just need to mix it up. I think that's completely fair. But
I think we could go down the list of a lot of teams that have not had playoff wins in the past 5 years, and we can talk who's more relevant, our team versus some of their teams. And I guarantee it's not even going to be a conversation. It's not going to be a legitimate debate.
Sure.
And that's the part where I get the gripe about winning postseason wins. I am 100% with you on that. But at the same time, we can't over-exaggerate the other end of this thing. We can't act like, oh, because we didn't get this portion, that all of this over here don't matter no more. All this over here is bad. Heck, y'all can't even survive a 7-4 season, a 7-5 while we winning. Y'all lose your minds off of that. It's like, man, would you really be able to endure some of these mass changes that y'all really be calling for, man? Like, when it really, really goes to that, I don't personally think that a lot of Steel Nation could, bro. I don't. This is a 7-4 team, a 7-5 team technically right now with the L. Y'all act like y'all would have thought that we were the 2-10 Cardinals the way that y'all talk about this team from top to bottom, man. Week in and week out. And this is why we be getting dubs, man. It is the craziest thing to me. And then come Thursday night, not you all the way, but come Thursday night, we win. Be the same ones over here with a totally different tune talking about, man, we back in this thing. We got a chance to run it up, hose this. It's just crazy if you really just sit back and listen to it at times, man. That's all. I'm sorry. I was a little worked up on that one.
Yeah. I think the Tomlin keeping us relevant does count for something. I don't think it should be taken for granted, but I think the thing people are questioning is, are we lying to ourselves with where we're at, right? To where we might just need to shake it. It's the Eagles example with Reed is the perfect example of Reed is clearly not a bad coach. I would not say Tomlin is a bad coach. In fact, I think he's a really good coach.
Yeah,
but
I love the fact we bring up Philly because they won the Super Bowl, so that's why we bring them up. And my whole rebuttal is, are they an outlier or is that standard operating procedures?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I feel like I could point to a lot more where it's not that. You bring up Philly, I'll bring up Chicago, Lovie Smith. They never recovered.
I don't know exactly what Lovie Smith's whole deal was.
They fired him after a 10-win season. He had took him to a Super Bowl. He had been to multiple playoff games, but their thing was you haven't won the Super Bowl. Had a 10-win season, they fired him.
Yeah, but this is also why I think I'm fine with keeping Tomlin because I just don't know what the solution is otherwise. But if the reason is just to, hey, it's getting stale here, it's time to move on. Like that can be a legitimate reason.
No, 100%, and I'm with you on that. And this is my thing: when I speak on my support,
I'm not calling for it. I think no matter how we finish the rest of the season, I think Tomlin gets another year.
Yeah, well,
that's my standpoint. But I think the conversation is legitimate if we fall flat on our face here.
Yeah, if you're falling flat on your face, that's a different conversation. This is a 7-14 with all of this nonsense that we've talked about in terms of variables, context, and this is still 7-4 through all of that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, 5.
Or excuse me, 7-5 through all of that, right? So the whole idea or concept that it is stale, that he has lost the locker room, that is this, is like, well, factually, that can't be accurate when we're looking at this team still win games with questionable quarterback play, with questionable coordinator play performance, with questionable offensive line, with questionable receiver consistency, with questionable running game, with questionable people on defense in terms of availability and health, aging, right, getting old. And it's like, even with all of that, we're still winning. We're still in all these games. We're still competitive. We're still competing. That's the part where I'm just like, it is not to this extent that people want to try to bring it and make it. And then the rebuttal is, well, the playoffs. Okay, well, those are two different conversations. And I do agree, man, we're talking about since 2016, last playoff victory. Sure. But what also has taken place since 2016, right? If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about all the variables that have taken place. Going into your last game of the 2018 season, what happens? Who doesn't decide to play? And does that have an impact? But we also know there were multiple things that took place in that season to keep them from getting into that postseason. Like I said, multiple things, right? Multiple things. Ben throwing the pick at the end of the Broncos game. Multiple things, right? Take it the next year. What happens to 7? Right? 19. Am I tripping? 19. Does that not matter? Does that not matter? Maybe it don't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. All right. But it's another reason why. We still remember how that season was going also. Just in this whole big dynamic of, man, it's stale, it's mediocre, he's lost it, this and that. I'm just like, yo, do we forget what happens in some of these situations, man? Like, I don't think that any of these things that we're talking about in terms of him not still having it, not still resonating, growing still, I don't think that's accurate. But what I will say is, yes, it's a performance-based league. And the further he's removed from playoff success, that is more legitimate. The bend at the end, depending on how you view 7, might be how you view your feelings about Tomlin in that last, him versus the Browns. But what I will say is this: now that you've drafted the first round quarterback that you wanted to bring in here now, right? 7 is gone.
He picked
this
Canada
is on
too.
you.
Yep.
So I look at these next 2 seasons as these are big Coach Tomlin seasons, because we all about to find out, man, because that was your guy. That was your coordinator. This was your DC right here. These are your people. So I'm not about to trip in this first full season. We still ain't get the first full season all the way just yet. But in this part of it with Kenny, I'm like, yo, let me see. Let me get these next 2. I need to know. But if it falls in his face flat before then, yeah, sure. That's a different convo. But have we seen it fall on its face? Have we seen it be the Arizona Cardinals? Have we seen it be the Carolina Panthers? Have we seen it be the Washington Commanders? Because until we see it get to that, stop talking to me like it is that. I'm like, bro, y'all act like 7 wins is just anybody can get 7 wins. Like, bro, y'all got to save that nonsense, baby. Save that. But the postseason part, I am with you on.
Yeah. We've got to let the season play out here. Absolutely have to let the season play out. And I think we can win these next 3-4 games with Mitch, as is.
And that'll have you.
I think it's these Tomlin losses that get people though too. Losing to the 2-10 Cardinals, like the Jets with Wash Vic.
Hey, time out real quick.
Can
I ask you a question though? Cardinals
some of the
game.
Blowout losses.
No, just talk to me real quick though. Talk to me real quick
before the halftime.
Talk to me real quick. Who said that the Cardinals were a bad team? Media said it. Fans really said it, right? Because y'all looked at the record and said, yo, they 2-10, they're god awful, they suck. What did you hear me specifically say to you in here, bro? All right, they got good people. They are more than good enough to win the game. If you allow them to stick around and you don't headshot them out the gate first quarter, they are good enough to make this a game and make it competitive. We gonna put that on Tomlin? Ain't no player surprised by that. If anything, you looking at them players in the locker room like, see what we talking about? When y'all keep allowing this type of stuff to happen, these are the questions that y'all have. And the unfortunate part is they don't have the postseason success to back themselves like what we were playing. We did. It was like, yo, we at least did some of this. We at least had wins. We've at least blown out these teams. We're at least going on 10, 11, 12 wins. Whereas for them, they don't have that to stand on. So now even more conversation comes out around it.
Yeah, it's still not good either way.
It's not though, yeah.
It's not good. Tomlin is at the head of this.
Absolutely,
when these Tomlin losses, so-called, happen, plus the blowout losses I'm talking about. But I think just to focus on that and ignore the
blowout wins or
just like you said, keeping it does matter to be in the mix
or
year in, year out. Like that truly does matter.
Well, the only reason I focus on that is because if the standard truly is the standard, and we're talking Super Bowls, you can't say that's the standard if you don't even get the prerequisite of being in playoff contention going into the last week of the season. We can name all these other teams, man. Belichick coach teams, all Andy Reid coach teams, Pete Carroll coach teams. They can't say that. Man, it's been multiple times they go in the last season like, bro, that ain't been over. They've been shipped them cars out. That's not the case here in Pittsburgh under Coach Tomlin. But we act as if that doesn't matter until you're in that situation, and then you're like, oh, this actually does suck. Just speaking from experience, that's so.
Yeah, because that's
it's just different too. Y'all have never experienced that.
Yeah, that's not what I'm calling for, but that's what I guess I'm doing a little bit devil's advocate, going back and forth with you.
And
here.
I love this too, bro.
Because I think a lot of fans are just
it's legitimate.
It'll be better if we do bottom out long term to get back to where we want to be for the championships. If that truly is the standard.
I've seen that.
I don't think that's the best approach. You want to have a winning culture still.
And I do agree about the winning culture. I think the other part is, and we've talked about this, and we are kind of seeing it with the draft. People put a lot more stock in the draft when they don't feel confident about their team. They're looking for hope. So their hope is, hey, if I could cash this lucky lottery ticket that's a first rounder, this guy has to come in here and be the next great thing. And we have talked about it just here in Pittsburgh, that's clearly not the case. But yet that'll be the mindset that fans will employ in terms of what we're willing to do long term. It's like, nah, man, we risk it all. I know this is proven, but we'll risk it all for whatever. And you're like, well, who is the guy that you're guaranteeing for? Like, who is the dude? And it's like, it don't matter. We'll figure it out. We just need the picks. That's fan mindset at times. That's fan logic at times. Suck. And yeah, to definitely come back. And it's like, you look at some of these teams that have sucked. They still are sucking. It's like, bro, when is it ever going to? There is no guarantee that's a 1-year thing or it's a 2-year process. Some of these teams really suck. We are not one of them teams, not even in the slightest bit, man. Do we have the occasional stinker? Yes. But you brought it up yourself, man. The Chiefs, any of these teams, shoot. I'm trying to think outside of maybe the Brady Patriots, most of these teams you will see have the occasional stinker. It happens. It's the NFL. It's becoming
more common right now. There's a lot of parity in the league.
Across the board, man. Across the board.
Which gives me hope if we just get in the dance here.
That's all you got to do. But you can't get in the dance if you ain't winning enough.
Defense just got to play better than what it did second half of yesterday. That's my thing.
Healthy,
that's the formula. Yeah, defense got to be healthy. Defense got to be
right. The health killed us, man.
And offense got to pick it up. And it looked like we were picking it up after firing Canada. But then
we also got to see what's up with TJ, too. Because didn't he leave with the ankle?
He went back, but he might, he's probably still banged up. Okay. That was Jonathan Stevens. Thank you for that.
Shout out to Jonathan. Absolutely, man. And y'all hit that like button if y'all digging the show today, man. We see y'all in here, man, rocking with us, man. We definitely appreciate y'all as well.
Louis G, if Mitch gets us to the playoffs, does Kenny get the starting role back? This is for Moats because I know what Deke is going to say. Actually, you don't. I mean, haven't I hinted it many times throughout this show that if Mitch goes off these next 3 or 4 weeks,
it's a legit, it's a combo, man.
Because as I said, this is the frustrating part with Kenny and the injuries. Like, he's not out there to prove he's more of that Bengals game.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you combine everything he's done thus far this season, that's not above reproach if Mitch goes off here for 303 touchdowns, on average the next 3 games.
Right.
And, like, we're hot and we're winning games.
Yeah.
You stick with that. I'm being straight up.
Yeah, honestly, man, we on the same page with it. If Mitch is playing to that extent, then you rolling with him. But that's also why you heard me say, I do not care where the good play comes from. And that's also why I laugh whenever y'all call me like I don't like this guy or that guy, because there is no biasness in it for me, man. I just want the team to win, man. So you also heard me say if Mitch doesn't play well, and heck, if Mason Rudolph came in and played well, I don't care who it is. Just look good, man. Just look good, execute. So, if Mitch were to come out here and lead us to the postseason and stuff like that, you can roll with Mitch. Shoot, let Mitch mess around and get you some postseason wins. You might even give him an extension, man. That's where it is, man. But this is cause and effect also. The door has been open more so because of availability at times, but this is where we're at right now.
Yeah, because if Kenny's still healthy, that's not our best option or way to win games. But
we're not even having a conversation.
But now it's not even Mitch has 1 week. Now Mitch may have multiple weeks to string something together, to string some continuity together. So that's where this changes.
It's dicey. And it's the end of the season. So now you're not just talking about you getting hot and getting wins. We're also getting ready for the single elimination tournament, playoffs, where you can't have a bad game, slow start, whatever. You want your best foot forward. So it just heightens the urgency also in the decision-making process too, man. Him getting hurt, man, really makes it rocky, man. Yeah.
What have we seen from Mitch thus far? Is he going to do that, go off for 303 touchdowns these next however many games? Again, I hope so, but I can't say that that's the most likely scenario.
Yeah. It's like, is he capable? Sure.
But to my buddy's point, Mitch without Canada now.
Yeah.
Is Mitch unleashed?
Sabotage 10, man. Sabotage 10.
Lou Boy. 10 took his team to the playoffs and went to the Pro Bowl in his second year. Kenny who?
We not about to do that. Them two different scenarios, man. Two different scenarios. We got to understand that. I know we want to make it that simple, but, come on, man. Don't do us like that. Don't do my man like that. Don't talk to my man like that. I like it when you like it, all right? Shout out to KP.
Lou Boy says, Eddie Sherrick, Mitch, 11 for 17.
Why they on your boy, man? They at your boy head, man. They at your boy head today, bro. God.
11 for 17, 117 yards, 1 touchdown, and a rainy half is not bad. Deke would be crowning KP8 as league MVP.
Did you see him make that throw in the rain? Did you see the throw he made to Deontay Johnson in the rain? DJ went up. He looked like MJ in the rain. Did you see the throw to Pickens on the sideline in the rain? Yeah, you would have lost your mind, bro. You for a fact would have lost your mind.
It's garbage.
You would have been coming in here. You would have came in here on some, I told you he outplayed Kyler Murray. I told you I'm sticking with my guy. Listen, wait till we get on here on Thursday. I'm going to pick on with Mac Jones too. You for a fact would have said that, bro.
No.
And it wasn't garbage time. It wasn't garbage time. We literally about to get the ball back and cut it into another. Yeah, it's no such thing as garbage time. I see the DraftKings commercials. What you mean garbage time? Ain't no garbage time, bro. Ain't nothing garbage time about that. He was cooking.
No, didn't I say Mitch played fine yesterday?
Yeah.
I thought him and Kenny both combined played fine. O-line wasn't good.
Yeah. But you definitely would have said, though. But if his stat line was what Mitch finished with the throwing touchdown and those, you would
garbage time. Game's over.
No, the game wasn't over. The game was not over. The game definitely wasn't over. How can you have a fourth quarter comeback if you don't score touchdowns in the fourth quarter?
No, game's over. Game was over.
No, man. Can't be. Those was comeback points. Comeback yards. Heck, we even seen Kenny get over 100 yards passing off of a throw that had way less on the table, man. And you did not say that didn't count. You spoke on him as having over 100 yards passing.
I mean, come on.
No, You spoke that throw in that game was way more garbage time than Mitch making them throws, bro. Come on, man. It was still like 4 minutes on the clock.
There's a difference. 7 yards versus talking up a touchdown. It's not like I was praising a little over 100 yards.
I know what you're talking about, Deke. I know what you're talking about, man.
No, it's garbage time. It's garbage time. I would acknowledge that. But the game was over. Game's over. Yeah, when it was 24-3 in the fourth quarter. Game was over.
It was comeback season. Let Mitch cook, man.
I guess you never know, technically, with onside kicks.
That's all we saying, bro. Crazier things have happened.
The game was over.
Crazier things have happened, man. Keep hope alive. Yeah.
Black Lavender, it being my first time in Pittsburgh, sitting in the Champions Club, I want my money back. Oh, and Permanis is the nastiest thing I've ever eaten. Huh.
So first off, the Champions Club is a vibe, all right? Now, the food situation is a little bit different because they got like that specialized menu in there in contrast to like your regular like vending or the regular vendors out in the stadium. And you can't bring the outside food in there too. That does also suck. But in terms of the accommodations, bro, you got bathroom access, indoor, outdoor access, no lines. Come on. You know the Champions Club a vibe. It's a vibe.
Next.
How'd you feel about the Hermanis part though?
Who?
He says the nastiest thing
I don't
ever.
know. I don't get.
Did you keep the coast?
Hermanis.
Yeah, I used to get
get wings and buffalo chicken sandwiches there.
Yeah, me and Deke
like
are
the
real
fries.
similar with that, man. Yeah.
If you're ripping on the fries, then
I like the
I
pretzel.
guess I got to question that. But
Did you get the pretzel? They use like the big beer batter pretzel. I'd try that. Chicken tenders, nuggets, fries.
How about this one? Ryan McPherson, Moats, how do you compare the Bills and Pittsburgh fans right now?
The fans right now?
He's asking right now. I don't know. Does he mean all time or just right now?
I think
he says right now.
He says right now.
Right now.
I mean, right now it's a lot going on with both teams, and both fan bases. All right, let's compare and contrast. In Pittsburgh, we fired a coordinator that we had been calling to get fired every single day, and now we're some people are hollering about firing the coach. Some people are hollering about bringing a new quarterback. And yet we're still in this weird stance of, we can still do everything we want, man, and accomplish everything we want with these next couple of games. Nothing has changed in that vein, but some of the characters in the story have changed. But we losing our mind, as you can see. Up in Buffalo, they hollering about, man, it's the bye week. You got to fire the head coach because they lost to the Eagles in overtime, and they saying, man, they should have got a stop out there. Now, granted, they're without they all-pro inside linebacker, the backup inside linebacker, the dude who's playing at the Pro Bowl level at D tackle, the all-pro cornerback, the backup cornerback. Shoot, at one point in time, they was down they all-pro safety in that game. But because they lost and Josh looked good, you got to blame somebody. So it was on McDermott, which, like I said, I ain't tripping on McDermott. I get it. It comes with it. He doesn't have the cachet that Coach T has because Coach T obviously has already won a Super Bowl. He's been to another one. McDermott has only been to an AFC championship. He's won in the playoffs, but he hasn't crossed that threshold. So we get it. When the expectations are Super Bowl, they look at him as the guy. Even though the reason why I say we're very similar fan bases, they forget before he got there was no Super Bowl expectation. There was no Super Bowl standard. He's the guy who came there and really changed that whole culture. He's the guy who came in there and changed that staff. He's the guy who really came in there top to bottom. Shout out to the Gulas as well, owners, management. But for a fact, as a dude who was in that building post him, yeah, man. But they forget all of that. And that's the part with Bills fans where I'm just kind of like, bro, y'all really showing y'all tails now. Y'all done got my man Dorsey ran up out of here. Now y'all trying to get McDermott ran up out of here. I'm like, bro, what'll be? But fans are fans. They don't understand context. They don't care about it. They just care about wins, losses, and the way you win at times. I've had to learn that with the Steelers fans. Style points matter. Buffalo, they ain't tripping. As long as you winning, shoot, get about the stadium. They ain't tripping on that. They not fully there. But that's the fan bases. Then in terms of controversy, yeah, we got that going on too. Obviously, we know we had my homie, just playing, had a little fun, and then up there, it was, getting a little domestic. So either way, it's bad on bad. Yeah. But go Dukes, as they had their situations as well, man. Coaches, players, portal, it's fun. It's a good time, man. Good time. Go Dukes. Everything's all bad.
They're saying the Ohio State quarterback might be considering Pitt.
Ooh, okay. How you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know at this point. I wouldn't mind just giving Yarnell a shot.
Hey, look, I'm just happy. I think I saw a report that our quarterback, who for the first half of the season we thought was his last year, then we realized the last 3 games that he had another year eligibility.
Wow.
And then he said that he was in the transfer portal when the coach announced it, but then he said he's going to play in the game. So it's been a roller coaster with him, too. We like, all right, bruh. You here? You not here? We good? We not good? So I don't even know. But I think the last thing I saw was he's played in the game. So I do feel what you're saying on that. Like, yeah. I was over here like,
just did the transfer portal thing 2 times.
Sorry, man.
2 big name guys. Levis, Jerkovich. I don't even think Ohio State's quarterback's that good from the games I've seen.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that amazing. But at the same time, I mean, must be pretty talented.
Definitely talented. But this is transfer portal season. I guess I'm also learning that you can enter the portal, but it doesn't mean that you gotta go.
Yeah.
But if your team give away your scholarship, then you could die in the portal is also what I've learned. So it's like a little dicey because I was like, yo, we getting a lot of names. And I was like, why isn't everybody popping in if that's the case? And then when they explained, I was like, oh, all right. This is our first real experience with this whole exodus part. We usually import and we ain't really exporting our goods like that. But now I'm realizing that the export ain't all the way at export when they first put it on the export market. So I'm like, all right, I'm learning. I like this big league stuff though, Deke. I like that. Man, hey, Knight Rider 16, man, he gave y'all the message, man, so I'm going to go ahead and relay what he just said. He said hit the like button with the good old thumbs up. It ain't hard to do. Go ahead and hit it one time for the coaching. Bang! And then we do, since a lot of y'all that's up here, maybe all y'all aren't rocking with us, y'all not down with the subscribing. So, if y'all new to the channel, subscribe. It ain't hard to put that little button. Bink! All right? And then you get all this content you can't miss. We drop all the time. We live stream. We do regular vids. We got everything you need. So, stop playing.
AJ Martinez says, bring back 7. Draft a monster QB that could get hit 100 times a game with a rocket arm and demanding leader that holds everyone accountable.
Yeah, it's the perfect prospect, man. We search for that every single year. And that's why everybody goes crazy on these quarterbacks every single year. And you get somebody to talk themselves into these quarterbacks every single year. And even though you might be watching them and you be like, yo, I know what this quarterback is. I've seen this quarterback play. I've watched this dude. I know exactly what he is. You can get around this combine time. You can get around these bowl games. Or not bowl games. You can get around them all-star games. And you can get to that draft. And that same quarterback that you've been watching that you already know who he is, you be like, how the heck he get drafted there? And the way that they're going to talk about him, you be like, huh? And then the season start, it'd be like how we already know it's going to be. And it'll be like, yo, how'd that happen again? That team picking again in the first round? Because everybody looking for that dude right there, man. That perfect prospect. Some of you was describing Ben when you was breaking it down. But you see, there ain't a lot of Bens that have been in this league, man. We were just one of the lucky teams to have one of these quarterbacks. Not everybody has experienced one of these quarterbacks, man. We experienced it, man. We're fortunate.
Philip Hopkins, this is a good one. Arizona offense was a non-factor until E-Rob went down. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Walker was making plays until that point. Connor and McBride was contained until then.
Yes, I do agree with you. I still wanted to see the adjustment that they had made regardless of Elandon Roberts being out or not was to focus more passing-wise on Trey McBride, isolating him, and I thought we really saw that.
Yeah, they were still getting it to him in the middle.
So that's my part. Elandon, I think, would have definitely taken care of the run. I think it would have minimized some of James Conner's impact, especially late in the game when they would go, Michael Carter and him. But some of the passing stuff from McBride, I don't think that would have changed. I think that you still get that because we know Elandon Roberts, his game he's an elite cover guy. So instead of it just being the Michael Walker getting, put on the mixtape, it would have been Elandon Roberts getting put on said mixtape. So that's the only thing. But I do feel like E-Rod would have definitely helped us out with the run. And maybe, that gives us a little bit more freedom when we're doing some of the dime package stuff that we were trying to do, because we did shift to that after Trey McBride cooked us on that drive. Everybody talks about adjustments, right? We don't make adjustments. We did. The last play of that drive, right after they scored, when they thought they scored and they called it back, we went back and instantly went hard double team. Minka, Casey, on McBride, took him away. Like we said, that's when JPJ had the penalty. But from then on, it was a lot more dime. So they was trying to have Trenton Thompson out there or more just defensive back type bodies out there to run around for the coverage part of it. The flip side for the Cardinals was their adjustment said, we're just going to run James Conner and make that dime linebacker, make that nickel corner, make them safeties have to be in these run fits. And that was kind of the different second half. But all that stemmed from Elandon Roberts going out, because now instead of having this stumper paired with this rangy athletic guy, now you got a rangy dude with a smaller, more rangy dude.
Yeah. Or
you go on Mark Robinson, who didn't have his best game yesterday.
Nah, he's bad.
Didn't have his best game. But he's a 7th round young player. This is what you get. It's inconsistency at times with him. Now you hope for him he could bounce back, because it's still literally he might mess around be starting on Thursday. And if not starting, he could literally be one play away from being back out there on Thursday. So that's the part with him where it's like, bro, lick your wounds, get back in the lab. You know what you put out there on tape. You know it wasn't your best performance. I've personally seen you play way better. You've seen yourself play way better.
Yep.
If you get another opportunity, go out there and show it. I thought he still was fine on special teams. That's the one constant that keeps him in the helmet. We're not going to take that away from him. But he got to play better when you play in defense, man. You got to play better in that vein. And he knows that. Aaron Curry, the coach, is telling him the same thing, man. Absolutely.
Let's go, UW. Can Shazier play quarterback? he seems to be able to share the ball around.
He'll definitely work the middle, right? Yeah. Yep. Not afraid to take it deep either. Yep.
Take some chances.
He'll definitely. Hey, he the Mitch Trubisky taking chances out here in these streets, bro. Oh God.
Well, Madden did have that quarterback card for him last year, and he was probably the best quarterback we had as a card.
You said that, bro.
He was slinging. He had Aaron Rodgers throwing relief.
He was slinging it, huh?
Yeah. Sling the ball.
Yeah, sling that thing, man.
Yeah.
Up. We're gonna just that whole situation. Thoughts and prayers. Everything had worked out. Tell me y'all need to work all that out. Yeah.
Big Huncho Noriega. Kenny is a bust, Deke. Just face the facts, my brother. I don't want to draft a QB. I'd rather trade for Fields or wait for Shador in 2025.
2025? That 2 years.
No. No, that's not the facts that I'm facing. No.
I mean, we brought up the Justin Fields part.
What? Yeah, like I said, if Kenny's not able to get back out there to shut everyone up, then the door is open for us to, bring in another quarterback for competition or whatever. Yeah. For sure. But in terms of him saying Kenny's a bust, that's what I don't agree with.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
I still think he's got it in him. But,
I mean, it is funny. Like,
yeah, these injuries are killing him.
When they say that whole your best ability is your availability, at times I'm like, no, it ain't. But then there's other times you're like, I get it. Because if you can just be available sometimes, man, you just get the opportunities, man. Then make the most of them, or at least don't blow your opportunity. But got to be available, man.
Brian Schaffer, Killer Brew, I love him, but he had flags on flags on flags.
Yeah, it was a little bit uncharacteristic day for Miles Killer Brew, the special teams captain. Typically, man, he is, buttoned up, doesn't really have any type of penalties. We got 2 from him yesterday. The running into the return man, which was like just crazy. The return man did sell it though. I ain't gonna lie, he did. He played dead as you're supposed to do. Get shot. And then the whole running in, or he had the it was rolling in. He ran into the kicker or the punter, right?
Yeah.
But it was kind of like he rolled into him. So yeah, it was just he had a day.
A bad day all
he had a day,
around
man.
For everyone.
He had a day.
I thought there was a Murphy's Law element to yesterday.
There you go.
Did go wrong.
You know what? You might be right, bro.
All those tight window catches that the Cardinals were making, us missing the 4th and goal. Now, that was our part of our own demise. Just do a QB sneak.
Yeah.
Just do a QB sneak. The injuries played a factor. Like, it was just a mess of a game. Yeah. Mess of a game all around.
I'm just glad it's a Thursday week. So we ain't got time to think about it. We ain't got time to mope about it. It's like, bro, you better hurry up and quick turn around. And Patriots coming into town, bro, and they trying to get a dub. They think they see something sweet. Yeah.
Juan Rangel, the curse came from Pat P. That's part of it, too.
Fat say, yo, he went at Kyler. He went. I'm like, yo, when I saw the IG post, that was when it got me. I remember when they said I could not, ... and he posted it. I'm like, oh. All right. I was liking it though until the stiff arm was really what made me like be like, dang, all right. The stiff arm was rough.
Oh, and he got cooked for that touchdown. I
It
know
ain't count.
Back,
it ain't count. It ain't count.
Man, I thought he was gonna pick it. I thought he had it. It looked like he was going for the pick.
Like he was chilling for the pick, and then I'm like, oh, yeah. I thought he was gonna pick it too. Sheesh.
Colton Troy Fu says, I love tourists, especially the white ones. I love white girls. Hawaiian girls are too crazy, LOL.
What the?
Like, talking story with people and getting to know them.
Hey, yo. I was not ready for that, Colton. All right. We are glad to know the type of ladies that you like, though. Maybe you and Deke have some similar interests or something. Maybe y'all might cross paths down the line, something like that, all right? But, yeah, sheesh, man. All right. I'm glad you like to talk, stories with people. Yeah. Salute him. Salute him, bro. Huh? What? I wasn't ready, bro. I was not ready. Yeah. I thought he was about to say lower room, bro. When I saw lower, I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's love. Yep. Salute him.
So he likes tourists.
They here for, a good time, not a long time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. YOLO. All right.
Ryan McPherson, just be respectful as a tourist.
Yeah, that's it, man. And what happens in Hawaii stays in Hawaii?
And for Colton Choi Fu, the white women are, I guess, respectful.
Shout out to respectful women. Respectful people. All right. There you have it.
Ryan McPherson says, fans, no NFL player is trash. It takes a whole lot of skill and effort to make it to the NFL. No pro deserves unmerited personal attacks like that. Who's getting attacked?
Oh, you ain't been on social media, bro. Yeah, you go on social media, man.
Who's getting attacked?
You know how them Steelers fans get.
Well, I know everyone's saying Pickett sucks.
No. You know how Steelers fans get. We'll talk later about that.
Oh, for real? There's like a big story or something.
I don't think it's like a big story, but if you're a part of Steelers Twitter, it ain't hard to see. Yeah. People, talk crazy. Every once in a while, people talk crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephon Bell. Moats, can you give Ben advice on being good at a pod?
Hey, no. Ben cooking over there, man. Let's not act like he ain't making noise, bro. For a fact, Ben, I like what he doing over there. It's just our dynamics are very different, man. Every podcast is created differently, right? Some people have the pre-recorded element. Some people got the live element. Some people got the super chat or conversational element. Some people just want to talk to the person that they in here with doing the show. They don't want to interact. Everybody's a little different with their thing, man. But however, and I haven't locked in to see all of his vibe over there. But nah, man, salute the homie, man. He doing his thing. Like I said, man, I'm just speaking in sense of transitioning from playing. The fact that you seeing him on camera, the fact that he is showing up and doing something consistently, man, dude, that's major. Because a lot of dudes, when they leave out of this game, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, they go through some rough times, man, in the first 2 to 3 years, man. So salute him on that, man. Salute him.
Alpha God 256. I think we should draft a QB just for competition.
Depending on how quickly Kenny comes back and what he looks like when he comes back, that could be happening regardless, right? Just more so what variation of that competition, but me and Deke, we both said it. Open up that door, man.
Lou Boy. Deke's head is going to explode like them people on the Chappelle Show when 10 goes deep again to 14 like he did last year versus Carolina.
Deke not going to be tripping. Deke going to be in that thing swinging his terrible towel, turning it up like everybody else, man. They be trying to hate on you, Deke. They be trying to make it like you wouldn't be happy if the team was winning, if it was Mitch out there cooking. I don't think, man, Deke go rock with it, bro.
Yeah, I just think Kenny's the better option for the team.
Yeah.
I have thought that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's been your stance, man. That's your guy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But I don't think that means you don't want the team to be successful.
Yeah.
If he's not the reason we being successful. Yeah.
I want Mitch to go off. Who brought up the 5 touchdowns at half? Yeah, that's what I want against Patriots. That'd be amazing. Incredible.
We'd definitely lose our mind. I'm going to lose my mind if we get 5 touchdowns at half. I'm going to tell you right now, Deke. I'm going to be blacked out. I would lose my mind. 5 touchdowns by the half, Deke. That means we done got 2 right out the gate. We ain't got that many possessions in a half. So we really, really, really cooking. I would be blacked out. They can be like, what happened to Moats? He was streaming. He just fell over. He lost his mind. Yup. Couldn't handle it. It was too much for him. Yeah.
Don Solo. TJ said the league has it out for him. And he doesn't know why. I kind of believe him because of the sacks and the obvious holes not being called.
Yeah. TJ, he in that phase right now, man. He frustrated as heck, rightfully so. He does get held, and he gets held a lot. It happens, man. And they're going to tell you the same thing. Hold it happens every play. It is what it is, man. It just sucks. It sucks. And for TJ, it really sucks because for the majority of us as players, man, we're not chasing that level of greatness. Like, we might have that desire in our heart, but is it legitimately attainable? For the majority of us, no, it's not. If we being real. But for TJ, he's shown that it actually is obtainable. Some of these records, some of these heights are reachable. So he's like, yo, all of this matters, man. All of these opportunities matter. And when you just, let a tackle off the hook because you're saying, hey, man, holding happens every play. I'm going to not call this one. That's the part where it's frustrating, especially when you think of the contrast in terms of how they police quarterbacks. They hardly ever miss a QB getting hit too hard. You saw Patrick Mahomes last night. Dude still 2 feet in bounds get hit. They throw 15 on him like it was nothing. So that's some of the frustration that as a pass rusher, as a defender, you do get. And that's why I can understand it for TJ, because if he had hands to the face, if he was horse count, do anything like that, people would be losing their mind. JPJ, they can't wait at times to be like, yo, he holds. Look at him in coverage. He's holding. But he played offense. He's pushing off. Nobody tripping on that. So that's why TJ is saying what he's saying. And he is valid, but he also know he got to be careful with that, man. So, yeah. League don't play when you start talking about them officials, man. Don't play.
Official momentum.
Shout out to official momentum.
Moats, Deke, and chat fam. How are you? # Operation Beat the Pats. Ambition live at Rivers Casino.
Talk that.
December 22nd, 2023. 8 p.m. Come through, Moats and Deke. # Mr. Jack Myers Jr.
You heard him. Let's get it.
We also got official momentum saying still proud of the team
the block
despite
one
the
time.
adversity. Pittsburgh Steelers for life.
Facts, man. Every team is going to go through adversity. Every team. You want to see your team be able to overcome it. You're going to go through that valley, but that's going to get you back to that mountaintop. And then when you're on that mountaintop, you don't stay there the whole time. You usually got to go to another valley to get to the next mountaintop, man. Right now, we in that valley. Hopefully, we get to that next mountaintop a lot sooner than later. But we can't just abort the mission because we right here right now. Nah, man. Let's go ahead and figure this thing out and finish it.
S. Dresden, name a single coach from Tomlin's tree that's been a head coach or even a coordinator in the league after working with him.
I mean, that's fine. Name a time where Coach Tomlin has lost to any of his coordinators, and that has caused him to not have a winning season or not make the playoffs. And if we just go play that game, yeah. So, can't be a negative, can't be a positive. Sounds like a wash.
Poppy Shampoo, kind of off topic, but thank y'all for the recommendations last week. Had a blast outside of the game.
Let's go! Shout out to us, Deke. I like when we do that, man. When we give people recommendations and they actually do work. And you didn't get shot, stabbed, or robbed. So that also good. You know?
Right.
Yeah. We don't send people to the janky spots, but we recommend some spots where it's like, just keep your head on a swivel. Yeah.
S. Dresden, question for Moats. What do you think of McCarthy from Michigan and Jordan Travis of FSU in terms of ceiling and talent?
I mean, I have not watched them enough on locked in to talk about them like that. I know what the Jordan Travis dude looked good. Obviously got the horrific ankle leg break situation, so we'll obviously see what that looks like from a mobility standpoint. McCarthy, I was actually looking forward to seeing him in the playoffs, man, because for me, that's gonna be like my first real locked in moment to see what he looks like versus I know for a fact legitimate competition, and that's what I want to see. Then from there, man, I'll start working my way back. But that was kind of how I looked at CJ Stroud a year ago when we talked any of them quarterbacks, man. It's like, let me see you in the biggest game or the biggest games of your season, and then from there, man, I start working my way back. But right now, I have not watched a ton of Michigan or a ton of Florida State to give it like that, all right? But I got you though later on, though, I promise.
John Easton, blame Tomlin, ? Why not blame Rooney? He gets a pass.
I'm going to just say it like this. When he cut the check, yeah, you always get the pass because you don't want to cut the check. So I'm going to just say this, John. You could blame him all you want, baby. I ain't going to stop you. I'm cool. I don't want no parts of that.
Let's go, UW. Sunday's game was a microcosm of a team playing not to lose versus a team with nothing to lose.
Bring us some good points there. I also feel like, man, it's just the frustrating part of we gave them hope. That first quarter is legitimate, man. We just let them stick around, and we let them stick around until a play went their way.
And us doing too much stupid stuff throughout the game with
No,
penalties.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when you let a team hang around, how do they hang around? They hung around because of the stupid stuff, the penalties, right?
Yeah.
So what I mean is, if we come out and we're not allowing them to have any type of success, they don't have the same fight. They don't have the same desire, the same will. But when you allow them to go a quarter, almost a whole half, and then at the end they go 99 yards, Now it's a way different ball game. And that's the part for me looking at this team, I was frustrated with that. It's like, regardless of how we want to talk about that team, regardless of how we want to, minimize, blame, whatever, at the end of the day, that was a team that you knew you were better than. And because you let them stick around, regardless of why, you allowed them to stick around, it became a game. And then we obviously saw when it becomes a game, it's a coin flip away. Now you hoping that the odds are in your favor. You hoping the ball bounces this way.
And they weren't.
Think about the James Conner, right? The James Conner fumble, bounce right back to him. Kyler Murray fumble, bounce right back to him. Our fumble, Mitch gets creamed. Just like, God.
We had injuries. Yeah. They made every tough catch.
Seriously, bro?
Yeah.
But that's the stuff where it's just like, you knew going in the only way that the Cardinals could win was if you played like this. They had their best game, and it got close and late in the game. And when it gets like that, they got good enough players to make plays, which we saw.
Kysak. Kenny's closer to bust than top 10.
It's just like, yo.
I'm not moving off the stance. I'm not moving. It's just my man needs to get healthy.
It felt like that was directed solely at you. Oh, man.
Can my man get healthy, please? Needs to get back out there. Prove him wrong. Don Solo has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Don Solo and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, UW. As bad as Collinsworth is about Mahomes, it's better than the Barstool broadcast for their bowl game. Just a bunch of frat boys who peaked in high school.
Dang. God dang. Just, all right. Which game are they calling, bro? Because I've actually seen people.
I know they started a Barstool bowl. I don't know who they're calling this year.
I don't either. But I have seen people talk about that. And I do get why people was frustrated with the whole Collinsworth when he talks Mahomes. Because he's like, literally every play it seemed like my man just talks Mahomes. I don't know why last night. It might have been like just the vibe. But I was just listening to him. Literally everything he says, Deke, is Mahomes related. I'm just like, does anybody else do anything? Was anybody else on that field? Did any other play matter? If it wasn't Mahomes doing something great, or if it didn't work out, it's because, oh man, that should have been a foul right there. Or that should have been like that. That should have been this. Otherwise, Mahomes would have done it because it's Mahomes. Just like, yo. So, I get it.
Quan 77. Deke, get yo boy some milk. He made a glass.
I've been seeing that too. Definitely calling your man the milk guy.
Black Lavender. Not gonna lie, Pittsburgh had some cheeks around.
Bro, what are y'all on today, man? Jeez. Hey. I hope you're, yeah, just stay out of trouble, okay? Don't touch no cheeks that ain't your cheeks. And if you already got some cheeks that is your cheeks, then, yeah, don't be gathering new cheeks. Just be responsible with your cheeks, whether you're getting them or giving them. All right, there. I feel like I had to say that. It's mandatory.
6:18, 12 minutes away from 6:30.
Respect. And we caught up on all the supers. All right, let's see, man. Let's see, did we have anything off the top that we needed to discuss still remaining in the game? Because low-key, we hit all the stuff.
Well, let's go UW. Going back to the Barstool broadcast, says they're calling the Arizona Bowl, which unfortunately my pokes are in. Again.
Oh, who y'all got? Yeah, because like I said, they got us playing Air Force. Shout out to the academies, man. Shout out to the academy. I feel like Air Force is the passing academy though, right? I know Army is like that triple option, we under center wing T, but I thought Air Force was thought they passed that route.
I think Navy does that too. They like to run the ball a lot.
Oh yeah, Navy gonna hit you with the triple option you to death, man. But yeah, I gotta look on Air Force, man.
Chase Dreams says nobody has talked about the lack of splash plays. We let them get 2 fumbles. Pat P dropped a pick. With those, our offense has the ball again.
Yeah, well, we did bring up the ball not bouncing our way with some of those fumbles, man, because it did look kind of crazy the amount of times their football was on the ground, and we never got a chance to get to it,
Or
man.
even,
It kind of like bounced right back to
coming
it.
right out of half, Kyler threw it right
Seriously,
to TJ.
dude. Yeah.
Could have been an easy pick six
Yep.
right there.
Yeah. So we definitely left some opportunities out there. But what can you do, man? Can't go back and change it. All you can do is correct that thing and hopefully put your best foot forward and make those plays come Thursday, man. Yeah. Dang.
Big Noriega says he's got another super chat. Did I miss it?
Let me check. I'll go back and look. And shout out to Noriega, man. He was tapping in yesterday, man, for the long haul, lightning delays and all that.
I don't see it on my side.
Yeah, I just see the. All right, let me see if it was earlier. I got the hiccups popping up, man.
Might be a sign. We got to call it.
Hold on, let me see. Bro, I'm not tripping.
He's making it seem like it's a more recent one.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, I definitely.
I think he's just messing around.
All right, well, I say good. Look, cause I got the master card over here, man. I got the whole. I know Lavender just pulled up. Shout out to Black Lavender one time for the coaching.
He says, I thought I was in Texas for a second and ate that seasonless Pittsburgher. I was disgusted by that meal. The people in the burg were chill, though.
Is that the Permani's name, the Pittsburgher?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. I mean,
yeah,
everyone I've heard that has, the Pittsburgher, any like the traditional Permani sandwiches, love them. But I always, like I said, I get wings or buffalo chicken.
So you said they love it. It's funny because when I got here, I talked to all my team, man. They be like, nah, bro, we'll want that nasty sandwich, man. We'll want none of that. Because the coleslaw. It's the coleslaw that throws everything off, bro.
You can get it without it.
Yeah. Are you into it, though? I don't mess with it. I'm just like, I'm good on it, bro.
I hate coleslaw.
I'm good on it, man. I like the wings, like the tenders. I like the pretzels. Yeah. The fries are good, too. Shout out to the fries. Fries are definitely good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see another one from Big.
He said he's gonna drop a super now.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say I'm not sure. Like, yo, I definitely scrolled back through. Yeah, I'm not tripping. Yeah, I'm not tripping. Yeah, it was the Kenny as the bus one. Just face the facts, my brother. Yeah, the whole Justin Fields or Shador 2025. Yeah, that was the last one. All right.
I thought I read that right.
Yeah. We definitely talked that one.
Yeah.
We kind of didn't even talk the Shador part. We just focused on the first part of it. The Justin Fields part.
All right, he says, I love this show. Let's go, Mitch. Steelers by 40.
Hey, let's go then, man. Salute it one time.
I hope so.
He would definitely love that. If there's anybody who would love that,
I would too.
He would love it more than you would love it.
I get it. Yeah, there's people that are Mitch guys.
Yeah, he would.
Fans, so there's a little bit of a multiplier there, but
and he's kind of like a multifaceted because he's like Mitch guy and not anti Kenny.
He's a Kenny hater. Let's just be real.
He's not a Kenny hater. Kenny doesn't have a high approval rating with Noriega. That's all. It's just it's
I get it. I mean, I want it to happen too, but I get it might mean a little bit more to people that have been sticking with Mitch or ripping on Kenny, saying that it wasn't Canada. We got to get Kenny out of there. Get Mitch. Yeah, I get it. If anything, I mean, Mitch going off that could actually revive my take where I said
30
he's better than like 15.
Oh, the backup or the starters? Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
Yeah, if Mitch can go off these next couple games, I could revive that take.
Yeah,
say it's back.
All right.
Black Lavender says, no, the fries were black and trash and should have went to Five Guys next door. Yeah, Five Guys is amazing.
Yeah, Five Guys is fire, but they're different
I would take
entities,
Five Guys
though.
fries too. I would take Five Guys fries over Permani's. And Five Guys hamburger might be the best in America.
Five Guys is fire. But I think they're two different, styles of place, though, man. Permani's versus Five Guys. Like, Five Guys is a burger establishment and milkshakes. You get the hot dog. But it's mainly burgers, milkshakes, fries. Like, that's their thing. Whereas for Manny's, talk about you get them. They're more of like the sandwich, especially sandwich thing, and then it's like everything else comes with it. Yeah.
Elijah West, talk about Mason Cole's horrible game.
So, man, 2 bad snaps, got beat clearly one time in pass protection. Those were the big negatives that stuck out. Those are going to be the big negatives that I'm sure you and a lot of Steelers Nation, when y'all say he played terrible, those are going to be the same 3 plays that y'all bring up. But then I'm going to pull up all these other plays that he's out there in pass protection, solo blocking, in pass protection when he is a part of the slide protection. I'm going to pull up plays of him in the run game when he's combo blocking, when he's solo blocking, when he's covered up versus a nose, when he has to climb to the second level to get a linebacker. This narrative that Mason Cole was god awful yesterday is an exaggeration. Did he have 3 very, very bad plays? Yes. When you put that ball on the ground, when you're a ball handler, running back, quarterback, receiver, center, rolling that snap back, that is a issue. So we're not minimizing that at all. And it happened twice. One resulted in an actual turnover. So that part, 100%, yes, he was bad with those specific plays. The play when he got beat, he initially blocks the guy. I thought the guy came back with a dope side scissors as a counter, beat him, forced nice pressure, got a hit on the QB. Outside of that, you're not about to pull up a ton of these plays like y'all are trying to make it sound for Mason Cole. And I'm not even a Mason Cole guy. But y'all be talking like he put out a Kendrick Green tape, and that was far from it. Because even with them 3 plays that we brought up, we already said he wasn't the worst in pass protection. Me and Deke brought up the dude that had a little bit more of a rougher day in terms of the one-on-one element of it. Seeing somebody already bring up James Daniels in terms of what was going on with him. I kind of answered some of those questions with that. Mason Cole was the next dude, though. It's like he had them 3 plays, yes. But that running success that we had with Najee and with Jalen, Mason Cole is a massive part with that. You look at some of these downfield runs that we had, and look who's the guy finishing the blocks downfield. Just look who's the guy pushing guys down by the pile. Just look. No dog in the fight, no narrative. Just go back and just watch Mason Cole from the first play of the game to the last play of the game and just simply write plus or minus next to every single play. I did it. You do the same thing. And then when you're done, I want you to look at the pluses, look at the minuses, and you tell me what type of game it was. That's all. Now, once again, you roll that football back there, it does matter. That is an issue, 100%. But we can't act like he ain't do anything else good in that game because that also is not accurate, baby. At least from my perception.
Black Lavender says Ryan McPherson needs life in prison for his take.
Dang. What is...
And he said Permanis over 5 guys.
He might be like if he really rock with Pittsburgh though. It's some Pittsburgh people, I'm sure, they swear by Permanis. You know it's a person out there that swears by Permanis, bro. That's literally the place that they're like, yo, you got to go to Permanis.
That's a tough one.
Everybody from Pittsburgh be like, yo, you got to go to Permanis first. You got to go to Permanis first.
See, I don't get the traditional sandwiches.
Nah.
I would... See, their buffalo chicken sandwich is good.
No.
Their fries are good, but I can't take that over 5 guys. I'm sorry. 5 guys.
5 Guys is fire. But see, I think 5 Guys...
It might be the best burger I've ever had.
But you would have to compare 5 Guys to In-N-Out.
I haven't had that yet. We tried out in L.A.
It was crazy.
Was way too long.
But I think that's the fair comp for 5 Guys.
Which one are you picking? Have you had both?
Yeah, I've had both. I'm a 5 Guys guy, but I'm an East Coast guy. If you're a West Coast...
5 Guys?
Yeah, but when I say I'm an East Coast guy, like, if you're from the East Coast, you're probably only experiencing 5 Guys, so we're going to be more towards that. Whereas if you're from the West Coast, In-N-Out is their version of 5 Guys. That's all you get in terms of, like, their main thing. It hasn't really done East Coast because of how they do their whole, they want like fresh materials or like it's something about why they want to keep it on the West Coast. So we don't typically get that. So I think that's why for us, we like, bro, we lean 5 Guys. I've had both. In-N-Out is cool, but I grew up on 5 Guys. Well, not grew up.
You got anything over In-N-Out? Like, is there a second? Would you have In-N-Out 3 and 5 Guys 1? Or are they 1, 2?
Right now I go 1, 2. I go 5 Guys first, In-N-Out second. Because In-N-Out to me is fire. Like, they're simple, and you know I like a simple burger. I don't want a whole bunch of toppings and condiments. They make them simple. The fries are fire. The milkshakes are fire. I'm like, I don't ask for much. Yeah.
Let's go. UW says Permanis is how you
Shake Shack is fire too. Pure
bloods.
So you know the pure bloods.
Well, I failed that on pizza too, because haven't I continually said I take pizza. Pizza, that would be the last pizza I had.
Yeah.
If I was dying tomorrow, I'd say give me Pizza Hut. You can have one last slice of pizza.
I'm going with Fiore's for the culture, and then Papa John's me.
Fiore's is probably 2. Yep. Fiore's is 2. Fiore's is very legit. I don't know what it is about Pizza Hut, but I love Pizza Hut.
It's a nostalgia factor too, I think, man.
Maybe I have to get Fiore. Next time I'm hungover or something, maybe
Fiore's is fire. Fiore's is fire. Have you done Shake Shack? Because I've seen people bring up Shake Shack and Whataburger. I've heard about Whataburger. I've personally never had Whataburger, but I've heard about Whataburger.
I don't think I've ever been to Shake Shack. Steak and Shake, not Shake Shack.
Okay. You see, I've had Steak and Shake. I've had Shake Shack. I want to say I was in AZ when I did though, and I was the same with like In-N-Out, same with like Jack in the Box.
Burgatory's good. I like Burgatory.
But see, Burgatory that's not the same as like Whataburger. Whataburger is still more like In-N-Out. It's more fast foody. Whereas, when you start,
Five Guys is still one. Whether you want to consider that.
Do they got a drive-through? Do they got a drive-through?
I mean,
technically, I don't consider Five Guys fast food because no drive-through. If I got to park and get out every single time, you're not fast food. So In-N-Out to me is fast food. But Permanis is more of like a sit-down establishment because I actually got a server that will come to my table. Whereas at Five Guys, I'm ordering, I might eat in there, but I don't have nobody bringing me nothing. I don't have no service. So that's why I look at that as a step down from Permanis in terms of just like restaurants, in terms of like how I'm comparing them. But it's a specialty burger shop is how I looked at it. Yeah. But it's kind of like Firehouse Subs. Like that's a specialty like sandwich spot. Yeah.
If you're taking all that away, you're just talking burgers. I still haven't had anything beat Five Guys, no matter what.
Rod Dollar, I'm with you. What up the Burger King one time for the Whopper boys? I take my Whopper ketchup only over any of that stuff, and that's on me.
I go McDonald's for that type of level. I'm going Mickey D's.
Throw the Burger King on me, man. I take that Burger King versus any of them things.
I'll take
Burger King versus Wendy's, Five Guys, Burger King versus Permanis, Burger King versus everything except that gourmet, which is Chick-fil-A. We know that's gourmet fast food. She's special over there. We won't talk about Chick-fil-A like that. All right? But everywhere else, I'll take a little Burger King. I'll burger me up.
Some perspective says he worked at In-N-Out and thinks Five Guys is better.
Ooh, okay. I do wonder, since he worked there, is that part of it? Because I worked at Wendy's, and I'm like, I'll take Burger King, McDonald's. Heck, I'll even eat Arby's over Wendy's.
Arby's is good.
But I feel like partly because I worked there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Wendy's...
The Whopper's fire, though. I don't care what no one says. Whopper me, man.
I'm trying to think. Those 4, I would put Wendy's at 4, too. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Their nuggets are good, though.
The spicy ones, too.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
Yeah. Big Honcho Noriega said he want him mama burgers. He said his mama burgers is better. I like that. So respect. Now, build his life. You can't say Chick-fil-A is overrated. That's like saying the iPhone is overrated. Nope. Don't do that. Chick-fil-A, iPhones. All right. It's a special type of person that, dines at Chick-fil-A. Deke Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A is really good.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta give respect to Popeyes there, too.
Deke had Chick-fil-A breakfast, too. Whoa. We got that on camera. Whoa. We didn't see how my man react to that Chick-fil-A. All right? Chick-fil-A is not overrated, man. Chick-fil-A, that's one of the ones. But Popeye's fire, too. Have you had Cane's? Because they opening up a Cane's right away. We're going to have to get you a Cane's situation. Now, I'm not as big on Cane's. But if you're into the sauce stuff, which you're technically not, they love that. But Cane's is cool.
Sauce?
They got like this special sauce that everybody uses with Cane's. Okay. I don't, because I'm not a
Arby's
sauce dude.
With their stuff. And the Arby's sauce is pretty good.
Yeah, but people be swearing by Cane's. I'm like, it's
900 Juice says Cane's is a battered cardboard.
I can see it. Like, honestly, I'm waiting to see what the hype. Like, my wife, my daughter, they love it. Anytime we go in, it's Cane's.
They got it over Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
No, for real. They'll be like, they want to go to Cane's. I'm like, bro, I would drive the Popeyes. I would go to Chick-fil-A. Shoot, I'd rather go to Rally/Checkers before I go to Cane's if we keep it a buck. I found one out in Homestead. I literally was like, bro, I'm about to drive 30 minutes to go over there to the Rallies. And I'm going to get my food, bro. They got the spicy chicken sandwich. They got the milkshakes. They fries. It's undefeated, bro. And it gives me the nostalgia being back at the crib. So that's what I'm going to be on.
Let's go UW has Bojangles over Chick-fil-A.
Bojangles. Nah, Bojangles fire, man. But Bojangles, no, that ain't no Chick-fil-A. Come on now. That ain't no Chick-fil-A. You ain't never seen that Bojangles line right around that thing 2 times. You still get your food within 5 minutes. And they say, my pleasure. You know that ain't the case at Bojangles. Shout out to Bojangles, though. Bojangles fine now. I done definitely went out the way to get me some Bojangles. I'd have definitely done that.
Oh, that's it for the supers right now.
Respect that, man. Respect. And we have 434. We have 634, Deke. So this is even better, man. Yeah. So we hit everything we needed to hit today. We even got some food talk in there as well. As Dresden even hit us with the Popeyes, worst customer service on the planet. Low key, I don't fault you for that statement. I've seen fights. I've almost got into a fight at Dago Popeyes, all right? With the Dago server, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? You about to holler at me for wanting to get barbecue sauce? Bro, what? What? Man, you better give me 40 barbecues there, all right? Give me $5 worth of barbecue sauce. If you want to be like that today, let's play, all right? So, yeah. I do concur, all right? They need to do better. That's why also I like Chick-fil-A. It's always their pleasure. I like to be... Never mind. Anywho, all right, y'all hit that like button one time for the end of this thing. Don't forget to subscribe. You got anything left on them? We good? We solid?
I'm good.
All right, then.
Let's go mention. Let's go Steelers. Let's get a win.
Hey, man, y'all know what time we on then, all right? So, until next time, baby.
Peace.